has just been released. The government shutdown blocked its timely release. The Labor Department reports the addition of 119,000 jobs.
Economists had expected an addition of 50,000 jobs in September. Not strong, but an improvement over the 22,000 from the prior report in August. From a survey by FactSet, the forecasts also called for the employment rate to remain at a low 4.3%, predicting a continuing trend of weak hiring but few layoffs.
Correspondent George Williams. The coming weeks could bring the release of a flood of Jeffrey Epstein-related files. President Trump has signed a bill ordering the Justice Department to release the files within 30 days. All documents except those that could interfere with any ongoing investigations. The president says the Biden administration and the Democrats never released any Epstein files. President Trump will be sitting down tomorrow with New York City's mayor-elect in Washington.
The president wrote on social media that he'll meet face-to-face with Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani in the Oval Office on Friday. He said Mamdani had asked for the meeting. For months, the president has slammed Mamdani's democratic socialist politics, calling him a communist and predicting big problems in New York City. Mamdani campaigned on affordability, an issue the president has focused on since Republican losses in this month's off-year elections. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Florida Democrat Congresswoman Sheila Sherfilis McCormick says she's innocent of charges of stealing $5 million in FEMA COVID-related money, allegedly used the money to pay campaign expenses. On Wall Street, stock futures pointing to a higher open later on. The Dow futures are up 378 points. NASDAQ futures ahead 481. S&P futures 96 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everyone is watching major movements ripple through the markets these days, sparked by new policy shifts out of Washington, elections around the country, and activity from the Federal Reserve. Americans have faced uncertainty before, and every time we've found our footing again. The real secret to long-term financial peace is simple. Keep your eyes on the horizon and understand the fundamentals that drive real stability. That's exactly why Advantage Gold is inviting you to call 800-741-GOLD right now. We'll send you a free Gold IRA rollover kit, along with a complimentary copy of economist Ken Rogoff's insightful book, Our Dollar, Your Problem. Inside, you'll learn how to defend your retirement savings against inflation, market swings, and reckless fiscal policies with tangible assets like precious metals that have preserved wealth for centuries. It's no wonder Advantage Gold has been America's #1 gold company for the past decade. Take a smart step toward protecting what you've earned. Call 800-741-GOLD. That's 800-741-4653. Consult your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-741-GOLD.
In the Philippines, a former mayor, Alice Guo, has been sentenced to 20 years in prison. It's a human smuggling case.
She did live a life of conspicuous luxury. She had a helicopter, she had luxury cars. But it turns out this massive scam center, 36 buildings, was operating right behind her mayoral office. And once it was raided and the police exposed it, there were hundreds of foreign workers being held there. She was then charged. It's been a long investigation. In that time, she fled to Indonesia at one point. Then she was extradited back. But they have now pushed the charges against her, and she has gone to jail.
The BBC's Jonathan Head. Pressure is mounting on Ukrainian President Zelensky to take stronger action to show accountability in the face of a corruption scandal, presenting the greatest threat to his government since the Russian invasion began. Zelensky has dismissed 2 top officials, imposed sanctions on close associates after investigators revealed that $100 million had been embezzled. Townhall.com. President Trump is looking into another international conflict. It's the brutal civil war in Sudan.
He said he was urged into action by Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman.
It was not on my charts to be involved in that. I thought it was just something that was crazy and out of control.
The fighting for control of Sudan has killed more than 40,000 people and created the world's worst humanitarian crisis, with over 14 million people displaced. The president has claimed to have ended several wars since returning to office and has openly lobbied for the Nobel Peace Prize. Ed Donahue, Washington.
Meta has started notifying young Australians to download their digital histories and delete their accounts from Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. This comes ahead of a new law banning social media for the under-16 crowd in Australia. Platforms must comply with the new age restrictions by the 10th of December. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here? promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The traveler said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Ah, yes.
Welcome to it. It's
one step closer to the edge.
Nice rainy Thursday.
Yeah. Gorgeous outside, actually. It didn't start raining until like early this morning. It was relatively calm last night.
Yeah, it was. I think I was up a lot last night, but I do remember around 2 here in Pity Patter.
Mm-hmm.
And then I heard a lot more Pity Patter around 4 or 5 in the morning. And by the time I left the house a little after 6, it was not raining, but
yeah.
There was substantial puddles.
Everything was wet.
Yeah. So, and but yeah, we got like a 70% chance of more rain today. So, but it's all done like today. Like by tonight we're done.
Yeah.
And then we're done till like Saturday. And then Saturday night we got like a real good chance, and into Sunday we got some decent rain shots.
As long as it'll stave off until a little after Saturday afternoon, we'll be fine.
Well, let's see. Saturday proper. There is like a 30%, or no, I'm sorry, like a 10% chance of showers and thunderstorms. After in the evening is when it jumps to like 60%.
Wow.
So maybe. I mean. Of course, I don't know what it's going to be doing in Gadsden,
yeah,
or Artesia on
question.
Saturday, but here we should be good for not raining during the afternoon. So.
But speaking of good,
or Lovington, not Artesia.
Yeah, Lovington. We got a bit of good news regarding the game this weekend.
So we will have video of both the Artesia Goddard matchup, or Artesia and Lovington matchup, and. Yesterday, we found out we will be able to carry video for the Roswell Gadsden game. So you can catch live streaming video and the audio to go with it at ksvptv.com. Kickoff is at 2:00 p.m., 2 o'clock, and then pregame will kick off about 1:30 or so.
Yeah.
And, of course, we will also have that game for you right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Art and Kelly will call that all the action for you. And then... at 1 o'clock on Saturday is the Artesia at Lovington playoff, other semifinal matchup. That game will take place at 1 p.m. You can hear it on 990 AM KSVP, or best bet if you're here in Roswell, go and watch the video at ksvptv.com. Now, I can guarantee you next week we will not have.
Yeah.
if Roswell and or Artesia win, which the numbers say they should, but that's why you play the games. It'll be audio only for championship game.
Right.
So,
but that's okay because we can paint a good picture.
That's right.
I think we should do it the way we did it a few years ago, which is just take video of the guys calling the game. That was really fun to watch, just because you kind of like you could see in their faces kind of what was happening on the plays.
I'm not sure how they felt about it.
Yeah.
Because they're not used to having a camera on
That's
them.
true.
While they live their life.
And even us, we get commercial breaks to, go off, scratch, and pick our noses and stuff. They don't have that so much. They get 30-second pauses for, timeouts.
Yeah, I think it's one thing if you start out doing, video and also you're very cognizant of it. But, for me, I was a radio guy, you're a radio guy. And then they start putting cameras in here. It's like,
tell me about it.
Come on, man. I have no place to hide.
The whole reason I got into this business is so I could just keep wearing T-shirts and jeans.
Well,
Now I got to get camera ready by 7.
People watching the camera like, he ain't getting ready.
I'm not saying I'm doing anything different.
You're like you're wearing pants.
Yeah, that is a fair assessment.
But yeah, it's definitely something that I don't think if you're used to doing radio, you're just not used to it. Man, they put a camera in here and I got to look. There's a reason I got in radio.
Right.
So I can't be seen.
Next generation's going to be like, oh, I just got used to being on camera. Now they got these AI renderings.
Right. Now they know my thoughts because of this chip in my brain.
Because this stupid chip that I have to buy or sell.
But yes, we will have football audio and video for you for both semifinal matchups on Saturday. So be good, be exciting.
I'm looking forward to it.
And then we got Turkey Day next week, and then hopefully next weekend we're going to be doing I'm going to take a stab that they'll probably do the championship game on Saturday.
Yeah,
regardless of where it is.
Well,
it
usually ends up around this. I mean, last year was different because Thanksgiving was early, if I remember correctly. We was there was still like 10 days of November.
Yeah, I feel like there was like a whole nother extra week after Thanksgiving last year or something. Yeah.
It's one of those that there's such a window of time that Thanksgiving could be.
Yeah.
That you're either left with a chunk of November or it's immediately December.
But just based on history, it seems like all the championship games end up on Saturday. Especially if our teachers involved, because I know they like to play theirs on Saturday, and they're involved with a lot of them. So it's probably going to be on Saturday. That'd be my guess. But let's get through this weekend first, and we'll talk about that next week. So.
Right. Got a little preview of Thanksgiving coming up this weekend.
Do you?
Yeah, we're doing our Friendsgiving this weekend.
Are you going to do the traditional Thanksgiving?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going like turkey, ham, sides.
So what are you going to do on Thanksgiving proper?
I haven't figured that out yet.
Okay.
I don't have the kids next week, so they're going to be with mom and the family. So I may pop in over there just to make an appearance.
Friendsgiving too.
Yeah, or just grab myself a Hungry Man and call it a good day.
I would invite you over, but I'll be in Albuquerque.
Oh, I also here's the thing though, when people talk about like Thanksgiving traditions, most of mine come from the TV.
Right.
And I blame my parents largely for that because they found this new digital babysitter called the television.
Yes.
And so it always is Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, the I think it's the AKC, I can't remember which one, but the dog show that happens right after, sponsored by Purina.
Yeah.
And usually then it's kind of a smattering of different Thanksgiving specials. Like I have to watch a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. That's like standard viewing. My daughter is very into Garfield, like the Garfield that I grew up with.
Okay.
And the Garfield Thanksgiving special was always one of my favorites. So that one's on the list as well.
Nice.
And then we kind of, I usually in the evening, I start to dip a toe into a Christmas movie or two.
Okay.
Christmas Vacation or Elf or something along those lines.
Nice. Very good. That's how you end the evening with it.
Yeah.
Bring in the Christmas season.
That's right.
Okay.
Around the warming glow of the television.
Well, it kind of reminds me of, this is way back when HBO just started doing, hiccups, original programming content.
Yeah.
And they had a show called, I believe it was called Dream On. And the premise of the show was about this guy and, kind of his love life and his just life. It's a comedy.
Right.
But he was the product of which you speak. Because they kind of show, like, the opening credits, him just sitting in front of the TV and having all the TV shows raise him. Very much Larry the Cable Guy type. Not Larry the Cable Guy, the Cable Guy.
Yeah.
Not Larry. Esque type deal. But this took a spin, not the dark spin of the Cable Guy, but more of the spin, like, pretty much anytime he's in a situation with a girl or with anybody, he's referencing some sitcom from back in the day to get his advice on how to navigate it. And so, but there's literally this scene where they're showing the big doughy
So it's a documentary on our life?
Well, it's just funny because like the scene that got me on that was they just showed him at like 7 or 8 just doughy-eyed staring at the TV in the dark and the lights reflecting and he's just like absorbing.
Right. You see that kind of semi-reflection off of the whites of his eyes.
And so when you talk about that, I was like, yep, that's how it rolled.
That's right. And then I don't know if, because we did not have money, when I was a young kid.
Right.
But we had cable. So I'm wondering if we stole cable.
Well, and one thing you learn is, like, you think your parents are responsible, and then as an adult, you kind of learn, well,
my parents,
they weren't so smart with money either.
My parents were younger than I am now when they were raising me.
Right.
And and that's terrifying because I struggle and I know very little. That means they knew less than I did.
Yeah.
I do. That's...
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, you learn your parents were hustlers too. You just didn't,
When you're a kid, you're like, what's that point? When's that milestone of I'm an adult now.
Yeah.
I pay my taxes and wear a business suit.
Well, when you're a kid, though, you just think your parents have it together, even if you don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's, but a lot of times parents kind of play the, hey, well, everything's fine. And you're just asking for stuff and they turn up with it. So you think it's fine,
right.
And then you don't realize one day it's like, man, they were really bad with money. And it's partly my fault, too. But I mean, I just look back on things and, like my parents did. I'm not going to air it all out here, but there's a few doozies in there. And
we don't have the hours to dive into all that.
I don't want to give you a whole story, but I will tell you one thing my dad did when he was trying to start a business.
Okay.
He had me co-sign something when I was in the Air Force, and I had to go see my first sergeant because he was going bankrupt on that thing, and I was about to think I was going to get in trouble because of something my dad did. So I'll just go, that's one of the many.
See, I thought you were going to go a different route with that. I thought you were going to say he had me co-sign something for him when I was 8.
No. I was like 22 or whatever it was.
That makes
I was
a lot
in the Air
more.
Force.
He's like, who do I know that's responsible? My son.
And then one day my first sergeant calls me in, like when this thing was going belly up. I'm like, oh no. And then my dad took care of it. But I was like, I'm going to get in trouble in the Air Force because of my dad. And I didn't want that. You don't want financial black marks and get kicked out of the Air Force. That's not good. But anyway, it's just stuff like that. But actually, I shared more than I wanted to.
But all that to say that, yes, raised by the boob tube. So
yes.
That those traditions live on.
Yeah. All right. I should probably give the rundown and get her going here. We're going to replay an interview this hour. We had the folks from the Roswell Chamber join us yesterday, Andrea and Gary, talking about some upcoming events and things through the Chamber. They will be closed next week for Thanksgiving holiday all week. So that's also of note. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, we're going to have Amy McVeigh-Tejas join us with the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, talking about their Holiday with Friends event this Saturday at the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. I also believe we might get John LeMay on the telly as well at some point. He's going to be debuting his new book. If you're a fan of Roswell and Roswell history, you got a little thing for you.
Nice.
Got a thing about our, most of his books are. Yeah. But anyway, he'll join us in the 8 o'clock hour. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, we'll have the folks from the DA's office, the 5th Judicial District, for their monthly visit. Could be the DA, could be one of the deputy DAs. We'll know together.
There you go.
And they'll join us here in the 9 o'clock hour. And then, of course, we'll have all of your newses of the local, national variety, Wall Street business updates, and whatever else I can either crowbar or convince the computer to play. All right, it is 7:18. Let's, I think we'll see here. We might have your weather. Hold on. This thing's being ornery. Sometimes you can't just use a left-hand mouse. I keep trying and fail. All right, let's try it again.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty good chance of rain today, along with a few thunderstorms. We have that low pressure system moving through, followed by a cold front, and that'll keep us in the 60s for the afternoon high. Everything clears out tonight with high pressure moving back in. We'll be clearing up, our low in the mid to upper 30s, and then sunny weather on Friday, mid 60s on the high. A few more showers over the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 48 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 96%. Explain the rain, huh? Winds currently out of the north at 3 miles per hour. So here's the word salad for today. We are looking at a 70% chance of rain. Pretty much have rain chances through early afternoon. They do start to dwindle as the afternoon progresses. Cloudy through mid-morning, but gradually clearing. Expect a high of 61 today with north winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. They're saying we could get anywhere between a tenth and a quarter of inch of rain today. A little bit more if an actual thunderstorm rolls through. Tonight, no talk of rain, mostly clear skies, overnight low of 36, southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For you Friday, sunny skies, 65 your expected high with west winds at around 5 miles per hour. Mostly clear tomorrow night with an overnight low of 35 degrees. Winds out of the north at around 5 miles per hour. For Saturday, there is a 10% chance of showers, but they're talking after 5 p.m., so late in the day. Otherwise, mostly sunny and 65. North winds at around 5 miles per hour. Saturday night, we're looking at a 60% chance of showers. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 47. A 50% chance of rain on Sunday. Otherwise, mostly cloudy and 62. And then when you head back to work on Monday, sunny, 66 for a high there. It looks like we'll be in the 60s, dipping into the 50s by midweek next week here. So full-on fall temps. If you weren't getting them now, yeah, really. Now we're starting to see 5s instead of 6s. All right, it is 21 minutes after 7. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Then we're going to play our interview we had with the folks from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
This is Coach Lynn from the Roswell Coyotes, and let me tell you, Roswell Nissan's got a championship roster this season. Let's see what lineup we're working with.
In at freshman, the Nissan Kicks, named best budget car, a solid starter that delivers big league value. Here comes your sophomore, the Rogue, crowned best compact SUV, dependable, versatile, and ready to take on the field. In at JV, the Pathfinder, a top safety pick award winner. This player protects your whole team. And the varsity, the Powerhouse Armada, best in class SUV built for real strength and commanding performance.
20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Coyotes!
Roswell Nissan's got 165 players in their lineup to choose from, and they're all ready to score big for you. With rates as low as 0% and no payments for 90 days, it's your time to get in the game. Looks like we're set for one heck of a season with this lineup, so come down to Roswell Nissan and join the winning team.
Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd. When you or a loved one need medical transport, TransAero answers the call. TransAero Medevac operates 3 rotorcraft bases and 1 fixed-wing base in southeastern New Mexico, allowing them to respond quickly to emergencies across diverse terrains. Their fleet extends coverage deep into New Mexico and West Texas, including Artesia, Carlsbad, Roswell, Ruidoso, Midland, Lubbock, and the surrounding areas. Ready to answer the call when every second counts. TransAero Medevac, proudly serving southeastern New Mexico and West Texas. Loan for free, thanks to the partnership from the City of Artesia and TransAero Medevac. Life support by air.
You can buy all the furniture you want, but can you accessorize? This is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. Transform your home by adding chic lamps, accent chairs, and unique statement piece artwork everyone will love and appreciate. Why live with basic walls and no ambience? Turn boring into colorful and pull that design genius from the depths of your heart. Your home will thank you, and so will we. Come see us at Glenn's on the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
Visit Bush Appliance in Roswell to see the Whirlpool washer with 2 ways to wash, thanks to the 2-in-1 removable agitator with a flexible capacity so you can take the agitator out for bulky loads or keep it in for items like jeans. Shop now at Bush Appliance in Roswell and get twice the washer that you have at home. Who you gonna call? Bush Appliance in Roswell. Stop by 111 West Country Club in Roswell or call 575-622-6390.
Pecos Valley Broadcasting has immediate entry and experience level and radio and live stream video sales executive positions open in Artesia and Carlsbad. You'll work with our amazing team to build and maintain accounts and dive into advertising and marketing promotions. Experience in sales is preferred and bilingual opportunities are available. Base guarantee plus bonuses and commissions. Apply now. Email your details or resume to hireme@pvbcradio.com. Take your career to the next level with Pecos Valley Broadcasting, an equal opportunity employer.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Did you know you share your birthday with at least 9 million other people in the world? Your birthday isn't feeling so special now, is it? Here's Mike Winters.
Now officially in studio. Andrew Moore and Gary Thrine from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Morning. How's everything in your world this morning?
It is fantastic. It's kind of wet outside. It's starting to cool down. The leaves are changing. It's finally starting to feel like Thanksgiving and fall. I'm excited.
Yeah, now that we got a little rain and everything, that'll knock them off. So the leaf piles will, if they're not already forming in your yard, should be pretty quick here.
Yep.
Yeah. But
I got one of those high-speed leaf suckers last year that breaks it down, and you can get like 20. What would take 20 bags to fill of leaves to fill up, you can do in one bag.
Nice.
And it just mulches everything. So
nice.
I'm ready to get that thing out.
He's like,
I'm started.
He's excited. I'm ready
to go play.
Yeah. It's kind of like when someone gets like a new food processor or something. Just give me some stuff to chop up, quick. Give me that. What is that? A cucumber? Yeah, throw that in there. You know what else we got? But, yeah,
absolutely.
But with the cooler weather, it's starting to feel full on fall. Like I think for the first time here, it's starting to. Summer was kind of fighting to get out of there, but I think fall is now officially kind of
I'm hoping
taking over here. So, but that being said, as I was kind of mentioning last hour, we're in that holiday season where it's going to get real busy real quick and then really not busy really quick, where everyone's trying to get everything done in the first week or two of December. By the end of the second week of December, it's
done.
Ghost Town City. And so we're kind of having that hurry up to get to the chill out mode. So that being said, it's going to get a little fast and furious probably over the next week or two at the chamber here and with events and things while everyone tries to get them in before we all go hide and seek for the Christmas holiday here. So
exactly.
Yeah. So where do you want to start, Gary?
Well, let's pick up. I believe we got together last on the 5th of November. Mm-hmm. So we had already done the Wags and Whiskers Pet Hotel groundbreaking.
Yeah.
And we were getting ready to go over to Big Old Tire and do their business after hours.
Yeah.
And found a lot of interesting things about Big Old Tire. They're very like peace in the military, PC, primary, preventive maintenance checks.
Gotcha.
They're very good at if you're getting ready to go on a road trip to bring it in and let them check it out. There's no you can set an appointment or you can just come in and they'll get you in right away.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, when you live in Roswell, New Mexico, you take a lot of road trips.
Yeah.
Exactly. And there's no sense
everything's a road trip.
If you haven't checked your tires lately or your brakes, it's a good idea to go do that.
Especially if you're going to be hitting the road for Thanksgiving or Christmas here, and your most precious of cargo will be in the back there, and make sure everything's tip-top.
Right. And then on the 7th of November, Friday, we had a really busy day. We had the ribbon cutting and grand reopening out at Walmart that they had segregated off a third of the parking lot and had food wagons and everything. A big giant
almost like a little carnival
Pepsi balloon and had a big stage set up, and we got the grand reopening completed there in time to dodge downtown and dedicate a bench. One of the new benches.
Yeah, the new the cap benches, the bottle cap benches.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was by the Assistance League.
Yeah.
And they dedicated it in the name of Nally Construction. Mm-hmm. So we got some good photographs. I got out in the Meridian in between the light changing and on Main
if you
Street.
could dodge a race, you could dodge traffic, you could dodge the ball.
Exactly. So survived the day that day. And then the following Tuesday, we had a ribbon cutting at Parnell Law Firm.
Yeah.
And the ribbon cutting went very well. And then that afternoon, they had a gas giveaway. And,
so it was a gas, pardon the pun.
And I understand they were quite busy all afternoon.
I heard, there was lines around the Chevron and everything they were doing that at.
Yep, 10 gallons of gas.
Yeah.
But welcome new Platinum member, Parnell Law. And then on the 12th, in the chamber, because it's a home-based business now, gluten-free sweet treats catering came in, and we did their ribbon cutting there in the chamber, and she brought some cupcakes that were just out of this world.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to name the flavors, but we posted it in the weekly email, her flyer of how to get a hold of her and order, because Thanksgiving is coming up, and
I'm sure
not having to cook dessert is one less thing you got to worry about.
And I imagine being a home-based business, her dance card's going to fill up quickly. So
exactly.
Get your orders in pretty quick here.
And she has been cleared by the health department. Sure. She has done all of the certifications.
The Domino's open is all the blessings.
So it's not just, Aunt Betty and her 12 cats making your cupcakes.
Right.
It is food grade kitchen. She's good.
This is actual licensed business with all the bells and whistles to compliances and checks and
absolutely.
And to be honest, when the time is right, I'm sure she'll have a brick and mortar here and everything else.
Well, she had one, and then the building got messed up, and it was going to take too long to
so she's
to get it repaired, and
she's making lemonade right now.
Exactly. I
don't know what the baking version of that is, so we're just going to keep going.
There you
go. Using duck eggs instead of chicken eggs.
That's right.
But and that I've heard that's better to bake with is duck eggs than regular chicken eggs. They bake it better.
You know what? I wouldn't deny it. I've never tried it, but I'm not opposed to it either. So I'm an equal opportunity egg. Ostrich egg? Why not?
An ostrich egg is the equivalent of 18 eggs. FYI.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
I gotta be honest. That's a bucket list thing. I want to big it ostrich. I want to get an ostrich egg. I want to scramble it. And I want to eat it.
It's good.
I want to try it. Never had it.
Good.
Does it taste like regular egg? Or is it
you
weird
can't
kind
taste it.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't taste it. I'm just like, okay, it's a bunch of eggs. Yum.
Okay.
And then on Thursday the 13th, we had the grand reopening of the Zips car wash at Zips Express down south.
Yeah.
And they had free car washes, and they had a big display set up, and they had a food truck there, and we had just a really good turnout. And that kind of wraps up November. We are closed next week for the week of Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And if you need us, you won't be able to reach us at the chamber, but I have my cell phone. Andrea will be out of town, so if you need anything from the chamber, give me a call, and I will square you away. But 575-626-4008. Again, that's 575-626-4008, and I'll be happy to help you out with whatever you need.
Excellent.
Yes,
Very
absolutely.
Good.
And the Assistance League had dedicated the bench, which is over on 3rd and Main, right in front of Benchmark, because Nally Construction has done a lot for the Assistance League since COVID at either low cost or no cost, helping them to upgrade buildings and put us in the right direction for the different things that needed to be done. So huge shout out to Keith Nally and his construction company helping out. Just fantastic. And on Friday, we also had Leadership Roswell down at the county administration building. So the class got to get a tour of the county building. They met the different county commissioners, of course, the county manager. So they learned all things Chavis County. They learned about tourism. And I must say, I have to give a huge shout out to Domino's Pizza on McAfee, because they really helped us out in a time, in a crunch. There was a little bit of a hiccup with lunch. And so I was able to call them, and I'm not kidding, in less than 20 minutes, they got us 20 salads and about 15 pizzas so that the class would have lunch. And just huge shout out to Domino's. Nice. This is not a paid advertisement, but I just don't know how else for the Chamber and Leadership Roswell to show our appreciation that they really helped us out when it very easily could have gone really, really bad. Domino's helped us out. So thank you, Domino's Pizza, for everything you've done for us.
Absolutely. Yeah. They, you know what? I got a feeling they've been bailing out soccer teams, football teams, company picnics, businesses. Probably a few weddings and quinceañeras over the years.
Well, and they didn't have to, because I call right in the middle of lunch rush on a Friday.
Yeah.
And, I'm in a panic because I'm like, I've got 35 people to feed.
Right.
Help. they could have just said, okay, well,
luck to you.
no, they could have taken our order and said, well, we're putting you at the back of the line and it's going to happen when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But no, they threw us right there. We were priority number one. I showed up and they're like, you know that the pizzas aren't ready. I'm like, I know that they're not ready. Like, I'm not here. But I was like, I just wanted to make sure I'm here when they do get ready. And I don't think I was there 5 minutes. And they were like, they said, open the back of your car. They loaded my car up and everything.
Man.
Awesome. Like I said, I cannot praise them enough. So thank you, Domino's Pizza.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. They probably know Rick too.
Probably.
Absolutely. But of course, like you were saying here, with the holidays coming, if you do have events and things that you want to celebrate as chamber members, and you want to, line up for a ribbon cutting or business after hours or some kind of event, either at your business or, like you said, if you're an internet-based business, or maybe your business does more internet work than it does brick and mortar work, then we can set it up at the chamber.
Yes.
We can set up a virtual version of it too if we want, and that's, we kind of do that with the streaming. COVID, we had to do a lot of that
exactly.
kind of stuff.
We have all kinds of technology to be able to help out. And so just give us a call. We are here. And if there's something, if you are a member of the chamber and you're thinking to yourself, you know what, the chamber, I'd really like to see the chamber do something that we're not already doing. Call. I can't stress enough. Call us and let us know, because we may not have thought about it.
Right.
Or if you don't say something to us, we can't make it happen.
Absolutely. And please, I invite you to, if you're, if you have your activities, events, please submit them to put up on our calendars for the chamber. That way, when we send out our weekly blast, they can see all of our stuff on the calendar. People can go there and use it as a one-stop shop. And we like to even say, use it to plan. It's like, hey, we're going to have our big thing, but let's see, is March that good time to do it? And you can go to the
exactly.
There's this festival. Maybe we should pull it to this week. And so please share that information with us so we can get it out there and literally, not only let just the average person coordinate, but allow everyone to say, hey, maybe we can plot and plan our events.
And our community calendar is open to the public. That is not just for members. So if you've got an event, you can go to roswellnm.org and click on the community calendar, and you can add an event. Now, it's not going to show up instantaneously, because there is, a little
process.
We got to approve it. Because
if you've got your satanic cult meeting that was going to start, we're not going to lie.
Probably not. Probably
not.
not.
I'm going to get a call. What's wrong with this? I don't know. It was just the first thing that popped in.
Right.
I don't know. You're fine people.
But with very rare exception, and really, I think the only things I have not approved have been events that have come from Roswell, Georgia.
Oh, yeah. I mean, why not promote them?
But
we're still getting members from Roswell, Georgia. I have to call back. And say,
I think that's probably the only thing. Just because I don't mind.
Sure.
Promoting what's going on in Georgia, but it's not very relevant for us.
They're not going to get much much juice out of that squeeze. That's
Correct.
all I'm saying.
So, but there is a lag, and I do get a little tab that pops up on my computer that says, "Hey, there has been an event." And I go in, and I very just quickly kind of skim over it, and then I hit approve.
Yeah. Cool. But please use that as a tool to help get your events out and things.
And if you're a chamber member, send us information.
Yeah.
If we have the information in the office by noon on Thursday,
we'll blast out on
Friday. It
Friday.
is guaranteed to go into the weekly email that goes out at 9 a.m. on Friday. Now, with that said, there is one exception. There is no weekly email going out next week during the Thanksgiving holiday.
Because the office will be closed. And,
correct. Nobody's going to look at it on Friday anyway, because they're going to be out shopping. So,
sleeping.
This Friday,
it'll go out.
Get your flyers
so
for
if there's
Thanksgiving
stuff,
and Black Friday.
Yeah, if you've got Black Friday or Thanksgiving, send it to me.
Yep.
And if I get so much stuff, I'll even send out 2 separate weekly emails.
Okay.
On Friday, I may do one at 9:00 and then do a second one that goes out maybe 10. So that way people know it's 2 different
It's like if you lived in a big
emails
city,
with
you got 2 yellow pages. You know?
exactly. Exactly. Back in the day, remember?
Right, exactly. Here you only get like a little sliver book, but you know.
Back in the day, it
Dallas
was
and
like
those
A
big
through
cities.
L
Yeah.
and M through Z.
Yep, but be thinking about your sales that you want to have next week, and
So I can get
leading up
those
to
in
Thanksgiving
this week.
and for
Yeah.
Black Friday.
Absolutely.
Get them into us this week.
Yep. So please get on the stick on that one here. But like you said, get it in by tomorrow? I guess would be.
Yeah, tomorrow at noon.
Tomorrow at noon.
And I'll probably wait a little bit longer than noon. But basically, if I have it before I go to sleep tomorrow night,
You'll be good.
it'll get in.
Good deal. And then, of course, real quick update on Lunar Cow. Are they still looking?
We're still working on getting the last of the spaces filled up.
Okay, so reach
if
out
you,
to them
if you,
or-
exactly.
or us and we can
If you haven't signed up for an ad on the new map with Lunar Cow, then please call us and we'll get you connected with the Lunar Cow folks, or you can call them direct at lunarcow.com
and get her going. But yeah,
Okay.
if you don't remember all that, you can
Just call
get a
us.
hold of us and we'll get you in touch.
575-623-5695. Or you can come see us 131 West 2nd. We'd love to help you out, or roswellnm.org.
That's right. Good deal. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
If I don't see you between now and then, happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Absolutely.
Enjoy your turkey day and parading. And
Woo! I'm so excited.
We'll see. Well, since you're going to be in New York, you got to, because you're in New York City. That means you got to eat some Chinese food. You got to eat some pizza.
Yes.
You got to hit a deli.
We're
And
going to
you
have a
gotta
hot
hit-
dog.
And you got to hit like a Jewish delicatessen where you get like knishes and bagels and whatnot. You know, you got to get all.
Oh, trust me. So my dad had asked me, he goes, what do you want to do when you're in New York?
Yeah.
And I was like, I have 2 things on the list. Hang out with you, because if anybody knows me, my dad is my hero.
Yeah.
I love my dad. I'm like, I'm hanging out with my dad.
Yeah.
And I want to eat my way through New York.
There you go.
And my dad looked at me and he goes, that's why I love you. And I was like, right?
Yeah.
And then my son calls me and he goes, Mom, I have a list of things I want to do. And I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? It's all eating in New York. And I'm like, oh, 2 of the 3 of my favorite men are like, let's eat our way through New York. And my husband's like, I'm doing whatever anybody else is doing. I'm
Yeah.
just along for the ride. So I'm like, we are going to go eat our way. And my dad's like, because in New York, you can walk, find something to eat, sit on a bench. He goes, get up,
Right.
walk, find something to eat, sit on a bench. And I'm like, yeah. I'm so excited. That is the thing I'm excited about.
Feed the birds or pigeons down in Central Park.
Maybe pigeons or rats.
There you go.
They're flying rats.
Yeah, there's not much.
Maybe we'll probably, but no, we are within a mile of all of the stuff that everybody says to go do.
Does Rockefeller Center open up for
They'll be.
Thanksgiving?
Yep, we're gonna go.
Is
it during Thanksgiving when they dedicate the tree?
They'll
and
do
all
that probably the day we leave.
Yeah, I was thinking that was
Because I think they do it right after Thanksgiving.
But is like the ice skating rink open already?
Yep,
and all that? Yeah.
We're gonna go ice skating. We're within a mile of Times Square. My son's already found a little like rooftop bar to go to at night, because Times Square during the day is really, that's not something special. You want to see the lights on all the billboards and stuff. So my son's like, hey, this is the top rated place. So we're like, okay, we'll go do that. The one thing everybody, because my whole family's going, there's like 25 of us.
Oh, wow.
Going, and it's going to be fun. The one thing everybody has seen, so we've all been told, don't go to the Empire State Building, because you can't see the Empire State Building if you're in the Empire State Building. But there is #1 Vanderbilt place that you go up to the top, and it is an experience. Like, they immerse you in dark, they give you sunglasses.
Oh, wow.
It is a whole thing. And then when you get up to the observation deck, they like open up the curtains.
Okay.
And it is just brilliant light. Yeah, it is. And you get to
Morgan
see
Freeman shows up.
all of the skyline of Manhattan.
That's
So you're
cool.
going to see Central Park. You're going to see, where the Twin Towers were. You're going to see all of that
Sure.
stuff, the Statue of Liberty. And I'm like, and we've got kids from a year old to,
Are you guys going to go do Statue of Liberty in Ellis Island?
we're not
and all
going to go. Like, I have no desire to go inside the Statue of Liberty, but we are taking the ferry ride around because then you get the really good pictures.
Well, and here's the thing I would recommend. Yeah, the statue, it was neat that I did it, but I ain't gonna. That was a long, smelly.
I did that in college when my best friend lived there.
I really enjoyed the Ellis Island, the museum, and really seeing about the names and seeing the process.
Well, my ancestors came through there.
Yeah, and so if you've never done that, highly recommend that. That's really cool.
The stuff that we want to go do. My son is a huge financial nerd, so he's like, "Mom, we got to go to Wall Street," and I'm like, "We'll go to Wall and Broad, not a problem. We'll take the picture with the Merrill Lynch bull."
Well, that's where you get to eat a hot dog on the sidewalk.
Absolutely.
Right there, get
we'll go to Greenwich Village and go see the Friends thing and all of that stuff. We'll go, Chinatown, Little Italy. We've got 4 days. And I was like, New York doesn't sleep, so neither will I.
And this is when I was telling my brother went to school in the Bronx and all that. Well, he also took me to New York's oldest pub, McSorley's.
My son has that on his list.
Yeah, and it's really cool. It's light beer, dark beer.
That's it.
The choices are light beer.
Do you want light or dark?
Yeah. It's literally the old sawdust on the floor.
That's awesome.
It's old school. They didn't even let women in that room, that bar, until 1978 or something.
Wow.
Like that. Yeah, it's old school.
Yeah, my nephews, they would let me in. I am a broad. You're letting me in.
Well, you can go in there now, but back then you didn't.
You want to borrow one of my Red Sox jerseys to wear out there?
Well, that might get her.
I don't need to be killed.
Yeah.
My dad's already said there are certain things you're not like. I have to leave my MAGA hat home.
Yeah. Well, and to be honest, depending on what parts of New York you're going into, you could be hitting Mets territory with your Yankees gear, and that could be bad for you too.
Yeah.
So, but I know if you go in with Red Sox gear,
I'm going to get killed.
You're going to get pelted. Yeah. That's.
But no, we're
already
excited.
Wear a Yankees hat into Boston.
That's okay.
And
I
he
wore.
was promptly told to leave the bar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're not polite about it in Boston. Philly and Boston, they're not nice people.
Well, I wore Cornhusker stuff to a CU game.
Did you?
Because CU and Cornhuskers always have a big rivalry.
Yeah.
And my dad's a Cornhusker, and I grew up in Colorado. And we'd go to that game every year, and every year it's either in Boulder or it's in Lincoln. So we'd wear CU buffs in the Washa red growing up. But that was back in the day when people had a sense of humor.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd do it today.
Well, and no offense to rivalries out here, but those East Coast people are they have an art to being mean.
Yes.
And it's a different world.
Don't mess with the Sox.
They're just born mad.
Don't mess with the Yankees.
Don't
you
mess
can't
with
have
the
a thin
Jets.
skin.
Or the Eagles.
You can't have a thin skin back east.
Yeah. So
I'll fit in just fine because very little phases me. I shouldn't say nothing, but very little phases me. There are some in my family that
I do little
maybe
to draw
crying.
attention. Yeah, I do little to draw. When I get into like Philly or New York, I do little to draw I keep none of my DC roots with. I'm not wearing any of my Redskins or Commanders gear or Catholic because nope, I'm not gonna do it. Only Pittsburgh I will because. But Philly and and New York no, I'm not that dumb.
Right. Yeah, you got to read the room.
Now I will defend myself, but I'm not going to advertise that. Hey, please pick on me. I'm wearing this big burgundy and gold hat. I'm not doing that.
So we're excited to go do this stuff because, like I said, we've got little kids all the way up to us big kids. So we'll be doing a little bit of everything.
We're going to enjoy, take lots of pictures.
Oh, absolutely.
If we come back and you're 10 pounds heavier, we know exactly you succeeded in your crawl.
I am planning on it. I'm like, okay, I am definitely taking my Joey pants with me.
Stretchy pants.
That's right.
Where's my stretchy pants?
We've got enough room in my office. We can set a walking machine.
There you go.
There we go.
Bring the gazelle in from the house and we can exercise.
Oh, I'm so excited.
We're them old school.
But we may not because we got to walk everywhere.
True.
So you're going to eat and walk.
Yeah. And you've been in subways and hold your nose in the subways.
If I can avoid it, not planning on being on a subway.
Pound for pound, Washington, D.C. has the best, like they're
Yes!
always clean, they're always
The
beautiful.
metro is fabulous.
New York City?
New York is trash.
You're lucky if it doesn't smell like urine. That's
well, of course,
just call
because
that a win.
there's 8 million people.
Yeah, it is. So, I if you can walk. The air's fresh.
Oh,
Believe it or
absolutely.
not. So, thank you guys. Enjoy
Yeah, thank
it.
you.
See you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
It is.
Now for your Pecos Valley news updates, I'm Jared Cirillo. The city of Artesia has a number of job openings available. Openings include building inspector, electrical, community improvement tech, division chief of EMS, equipment operator, firefighter recruit, fire lieutenant, information tech supervisor, lateral firefighter, police officer, both certified and uncertified, senior IT tech, and water technician. For more details on these job openings, just visit the City of Artesia website. In Carlsbad, the public library hosts a variety of programming for both kids and adults. Tuesdays at 10 is toddler time for children 16 to 35 months. Wednesdays at 10 is preschool time for kids 3 to 5 years old. And Thursdays at 10, it's baby time for babies ages birth to 15 months. Registration is encouraged. Space is limited, of course. Call or just come by the library to register. By the way, there will be no story time programs during the Thanksgiving week, but there will be special craft days Monday through Wednesday in the children's department. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
There's a new TikTok prank making the rounds. You need to know about it because while it seems harmless at first, it's far from that. I'm Kim Commando. Win up to $500 a day in my Christmas cash giveaway, sponsored by Incogni. Get 60% off at privacykim.com. This prank appeals mostly to preteen adolescent boys who have nothing to do in the early evenings. It's popular because it needs no planning, it's easy to record, and also post on TikTok. Here's how it works. The boys run up to the front door of any random home and kick the door as hard as they can. Then they disappear into the night. Naturally, it frightens the daylights out of the homeowner, but the next morning, the damages become evident, between $600 and $1,000. Normally, the police would not take the time to investigate this, except now, with the video from Ring doorbells, they can, and they do. Cases are filed, parents are on the hook, but look, at least they're no longer eating laundry detergent. Enter to win in my Christmas cash giveaway right now at winfromkim.com. Your name, your address, and your phone number are floating around the internet. Easy for strangers, scammers, and companies you've never heard of to find. Data brokers and shady databases collect and sell your private details to anyone willing to pay, putting you at risk of nonstop spam, scams, and fraud. You can't stop them from collecting data, but you can control who gets to keep it. That's why I use Incogni. They remove your private information from more than 420 of these sites automatically. And with their unlimited plan, you get total coverage. If you spot your personal details anywhere else online, just send them the link, and their privacy experts will get it taken down. It's the easiest, most complete way to protect yourself and personal life. Right now, you can lock in 60% off with my exclusive deal at privacykim.com. Go to privacykim.com right now and start protecting your privacy. This is so important. Privacykim.com. That's privacykim.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty good chance of rain today, along with a few thunderstorms. We have that low pressure system moving through, followed by a cold front, and that'll keep us in the 60s for the afternoon high. Everything clears out tonight with high pressure moving back in. We'll be clearing up, our low in the mid to upper 30s, and then sunny weather on Friday, mid 60s on the high. A few more showers over the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. The volleyball season just wrapped up, and it's time to play some volleyball all-star games at St. Pius in Albuquerque on Saturday. And we have several selectees from our area. Congratulations to Aaliyah Dominguez from Goddard High. She was picked as an outside hitter for the Class 3A, 4A red team. Aaliyah had 144 kills on the season. Remember, this is all just for seniors. Nevaeh Romero picked from Roswell High as an out-large selection on the Class 5A red team. And from Gateway Christian, a couple of selectees. Morgan Worley picked as a setter. She'll be playing for the 1A, 2A green team. Her teammate, though, will be on the other side of the net. Alani McGill picked as a defensive specialist. She'll be playing on the red squad. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The U.S. trade deficit fell by nearly 24% in August. In a report delayed for more than 7 weeks by the federal government shutdown, the Commerce Department said that the gap between what the United States buys from other countries and what it sells to them fell to $59.6 billion in August from $78.2 billion in July. The Labor Department will not be releasing a full jobs report for October because the 43-day federal government shutdown meant it couldn't calculate the unemployment rate and some other key numbers. Inflation in the UK fell to a 4-month low in October in a move that has raised expectations of another Bank of England interest rate cut next month. The American Farm Bureau Federation's 40th annual Thanksgiving dinner survey provides a snapshot of the average cost of Thanksgiving staples. They make up a classic holiday feast for 10, which is $55.18 or about $5.52 per person. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Have you ever run into a spiritual bully? The spiritual bully says you're not spiritual because you don't do it the way I do it. Throughout history, Christianity's biggest obstacle has been man trying to put their requirements of religion on others instead of listening to what Jesus said. One of Satan's greatest tools is to peddle his brand of religion using man's arrogance. To find the best version of Christianity, shouldn't we look at and then imitate Christ? Jesus tells us the 2 greatest commandments are to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind. The second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. We should use those as our standards of Christianity. How do we love that way? Jesus would say again, if we love him, we do what he says, we keep his commandments. We must study the life of Christ to strive to live like him. We aren't called to live like anyone else but Jesus. He's the authority, and his word is all we need.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
Injury, surgery, or illness can set you back. But you don't have to recover alone. At Artesia General Hospital, our rehabilitation services team provides physical, occupational, and speech therapy to help you regain strength, mobility, and confidence. Take the next step toward recovery. Call 575-736-8174 today to schedule an appointment and get back to living life to the fullest.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The U.S. Treasury once considered producing donut-shaped coins. They instead decided to go with coin-shaped donuts. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:58. Got a minute or two here before top of the hour news. Stay tuned next hour. Here about 8:15 or so, we're going to have Amy McVeigh-Tejas join us from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. I believe we may have John LeMay join us on the phone sometime during the interview as well, talking about their big Holiday with Friends event this Saturday at the Historical Society's archives facility there. They're on Lee Street. They're going to have, this is kind of a part of the holiday magic show that always happens at the convention center this year. Obviously didn't happen last year. It's not going to happen this year because the convention center is still not available. So they've kind of done these other small. I know the Liberty hosts an event here coming up as well, but the Historic Society hosts, and so there's some of the artists featured that are in. Normally you would find at the Holiday Magic. They're a part of this event, so they're going to join us next hour to talk about that. John LeMay's got a new book out too, so we'll probably touch on that as well a little bit. So we'll do all that next hour. Of course, with the Thanksgiving holiday next week, don't forget. The Gig, they're going to have their annual Thanksgiving Day dinner on the courthouse lawn on Thanksgiving Day from noon to 2. They are seeking donations of turkeys, hams, cranberries, sauce, all the Thanksgiving things. Volunteers are also needed for serving. If you'd like to drop off donations, you can do so at 109 West 12th Street, or you can call 575-626-5358 for pickup as well. Also, if you have shut-ins or anything that need access, call 575-626-5358. All right, Town Hall News up next. We'll be back.
Bill Cunningham is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. Wall Street flying high this morning, given a boost by the just-released September jobs report. Employers created at least twice as many jobs, 119,000, as economists had been expecting. The unemployment rate ticked up a notch from August to 4.4%. Financial markets also cheering NVIDIA's stellar third-quarter results. The clock is ticking for the Justice Department to release all Jeffrey Epstein-related files. Now that President Trump has signed the Epstein Transparency Bill, it gives the Justice Department a month to release the documents, except for those that would jeopardize any ongoing investigations. President Trump makes the case for allowing highly skilled foreign workers into the country under the H-1B visa program.
We're not going to be successful if we don't allow people that invest billions of dollars in plant and equipment to bring a lot of their people from their country to get that plant open, operating, and working. I'm sorry.
The president contends the U.S. simply does not have qualified workers for certain positions. Reports of a new proposal for ending the war in Ukraine has some high-ranking U.S. military officials traveling to the embattled country.
The proposal would reportedly require Ukraine to make sweeping concessions, including surrendering the Donbass region and limiting the size of its military. Moscow has made these demands before, and they are seen by Kyiv as capitulation. The U.S. State Department would not comment on the reports, and the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, has not directly addressed them, but in a social media post wrote of the need for an exchange of realistic ideas and concessions from both sides.
The BBC's Tom Bateman. On Wall Street, stocks are sharply higher. The Dow is up 661 points. The Nasdaq ahead 565. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Wesley Financial.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
The EU's executive branch plans to invest around £15 billion in improving infrastructure like bridges and tunnels to handle military traffic. The plan aims to enhance military mobility and streamline defence integration across the bloc. This week, the EU's been dealing with some mysterious drone incursions linked to Russia. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
It was hoped the return of Brazilian President Lula to UN climate talks would spur nations to meet a self-imposed early deadline for progress on tough issues. For now, though, it hasn't worked. In a news conference late yesterday, Lula skipped over any update on the status of the talks. News and analysis, townhall.com. The Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission is advancing efforts to regulate the sale of consumable hemp products.
But it's being done as questions abound over the future of the industry because of federal restrictions on products approved by Congress last week. The Texas Commission's permanent rules introduced and officials voted to begin a public input period that concludes January 4th. A vote on adoption of the regulations will follow. Proposed rules are largely aligned with those approved in September that barred the sale of THC products to anyone younger than 21. Jason Walker reporting.
A majority of Federal Reserve policymakers expressed support late last month for further interest rate cuts, although not all committed to making the reduction at their next meeting next month, according to newly released minutes of their October deliberations. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The traveler said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
The Deuce, indeed, of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Was it raining out there when you're out and about? Just cloudy.
Just cloudy. A couple of little dribbles here and there, but just kind of overcast.
A smatterings here and there.
And cold. Or cold.
It is. Well, like 50 and sunny is way different than 50 and cloudy and wet. It's just.
It is.
Yeah.
It hits different. That's when you got to look at not the temperature, but the real feel.
Yes. Like from my scouting days, you were much more likely to get hypothermia, like in like 60s, 50s, and wet, than you would if it's like 20s and because
you're planning
because the wet and just people are better prepared for it. But the moisture adds a whole nother layer to hypothermia when it gets in terms of getting the body temp down real quick. So.
I was watching a video about a town. I think it's in Siberia.
Yeah,
it's somewhere in that region. It's the coldest recorded temperature on the planet. Mm-hmm. And yet there's an entire city there that like functions like completely fine. Like they function through the wintertime fine, where it's like a negative 160 degrees Fahrenheit.
Right.
They show pictures where like people have like icicles hanging from their eyelashes.
Gosh.
And they have like, you have to like, if you're driving somewhere, you have to keep your vehicle running all day. And they put these like these covers over their cars so that they don't freeze over. And it's a whole. Why would you want to?
Yeah.
What's the payoff?
I would hope they make a lot of money or something.
That's got to be it.
I mean, family is the only thing I would keep some people. But I'm like, let's move somewhere warmer, like Poland.
Exactly.
Where they have a mild spring. Like, is that year-round cold like that, or is it? Do they have seasons?
They said that in the summertime, and that's the crazy part.
Summer's like 22.
No, summers actually get up to like 70 degrees.
Oh wow,
Fahrenheit.
Okay.
So it's a huge swing in temperature.
Yeah. Okay, so that's desert-like, or just different conditions,
right?
A little bit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't know. I have no idea what. I guess maybe they love their when it is 70. Boy, howdy, is it nice? I don't know. That's the thing.
And try to do that in the like Soviet style like block housing that they were living in.
To be honest, I would have a real issue with the Alaska thing. I mean, it'd be great in the summer, and to be honest, I don't know if I like that either. When I go to bed at midnight, I want it to be dark.
Yeah.
Or whenever that is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That would be real. But at the same token, I don't want an hour of daylight a day either.
I couldn't function.
Yeah.
There's in that one town where it's literally from like November to like middle of January.
Yeah.
It's like just pitch dark.
Like when I was in the Air Force and when I was in Germany for a month, and I was there right around May, June time frame, and like that freaked me out when it was 11 o'clock before it get dark.
That's
like,
very odd.
That was it just didn't sit right with me. It was just if I was on vacation, I'd find it delightful.
Sure.
But I had to be at work in the morning, and I was like, I got to go to bed at like 10 o'clock.
It's different dipping a toe in and visiting versus like I have to function in this society.
Yeah.
On a daily basis. That's a marked difference.
Yeah. Well, it's just like weekend. It's like I don't mind getting up at 6 a.m. on Saturday if I just got to sit there and
right.
Just enjoy the day.
It's me time.
Yeah. But when I got to get up early to go slay the dragon, then I'm like, I want nothing to do with this.
Right.
So, well, anyway, you made it today. You slayed the dragon. You got up. You went to work. Unless you're called in sick, then try again tomorrow.
Yeah.
But
if you did call in sick just to listen to our show, good on you.
Yeah. I'm not paying you. Speaking of cold, I was talking with Jocelyn, and right now, really, the Food Not Bombs, and like if you were part of the last week, the big the Health Council, and they had their big event downtown here. Well, they're kind of depleted on cold weather gear, sleeping bags, things like that right now, and ponchos. Especially with the wet weather we anticipate here this weekend and everything else, like they're trying to gobble up sleeping bags at the various stores around town that none are to be had. I heard tell the Salvation Army they have their sleeping bag giveaway. However, they run out of sleeping bags too. So if you have things like that, please reach out. If you go online to Food Not Bombs, call the Chaves County Health Council's 211 line. Any of these things will get it. They'll be happy to get that stuff. Talk to Carrie.
Yep.
If you know the 100% Chaves County, the with many hands, with reach out to any of those. All will get you to the same. We'll get these items to the people that need it.
Right.
Probably the simplest is just call 211 and let them tell you where to bring it to. But but I know Food Not Bombs, Jocelyn will be happy. But if you got sleeping bags, ponchos, coats, socks.
Hot hands.
Yeah. Those are little things you put in your pocket.
Yeah. Not hand warmers.
Not guys that are good at stealing things. But things like that, that would be very helpful.
Absolutely.
And they need it as soon as humanly possible. So even if you've got maybe some sleeping bags that like, we're going camping. You ain't been camping in 10 years, man. Let's let her go. And I'm
just going to throw this out there. I believe it is Amazon started their Black Friday specials today.
Oh, did they?
So if you want to, if you're feeling generous and you want to jump on Amazon, save a couple extra dollars, and get a couple of sleeping bags to donate. That'd be a noble endeavor.
If you can't procure any locally, absolutely. Yeah, let's do what we can do and get those in. Maybe hopefully they have the 2-day shipping on that bad boy, or is it even less than that now?
You can usually get them overnight.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we're at the point where just drones will start dropping sleeping bags in your front lawn yet, or
not yet.
Give it time.
It's coming.
Well, in some parts of the country, yes, but not Roswell yet. I don't think so. But yes, you're right. It's coming.
Yeah. As robotic technology gets a little better, it'll get there.
Yeah.
There was so you know how like Elon's been pushing that robot that they've been working on, the Tesla robot or whatever, saying that, in the future, in the coming generations, everybody's going to have one in their home. He made a statement that it shouldn't bother me as much as it does, but it really, really does, because he talks about how in the not too distant future, and you've seen the Tesla robot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He says everyone will have their own R2-D2 in their homes.
Don't look like her.
Of the 2 robot companions in the Star Wars franchise, which one does Tesla's robot more resemble, R2-D2 or C-3PO.
Mm-hmm.
It irritates me to no end.
All the Star Wars nerds.
Of all the Star Wars references he could have made, he picked the wrong android.
Yeah.
These were not the droids he was looking for.
I think it would have been cooler if he didn't even say C-3PO. He just called it something more like it's part of the C series on Star Wars or something.
I'd have been fine if he'd have said everyone will have their own Rosie from the Jetsons. That's a little closer because they both have faces.
Yeah. Problem is, no one under 40 probably understands that reference.
Yeah, but how many young people really get R2D2?
Oh, everybody.
That's
all over.
As I was making the statement, I realized how silly it was. Who honestly thinks about Star Wars in their 30s?
They got a whole streaming service
I'm not
dedicated
even a
to
Star Wars fan. Yeah. I don't even fall into that.
And you're mad.
That genre. And I am mad. I'm big mad.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know why it bothers me the way it does. It just really does.
It's kind of weird about speaking of the robot. It's like I'm not into I've seen Star Wars. It's fine. I'm not deep diving it, and I don't know who it is. But when they get past the movies, I don't get too deep into the lore. But what I always like is the nostalgic or the trivia. Like to me, one of the coolest. I know this is weird, but one of the coolest little factoids about Roswell that I love so much is that we've got one of a limited number of R2D2. U.S. Postal Service mail drop boxes the other ones are either in museums or there's one in South Africa.
Yeah.
There's a couple weird, but Roswell, to be honest, I think the one in Roswell is one of the only still serviceable ones in the United States.
Yeah.
The rest, other serviceable ones in other countries. And the other ones in the U.S. are in a museum somewhere.
Not to mention, it's not very often you see a standalone mail drop box.
Yeah. And there was, I don't remember the whole story off the top of my head, but I feel like there was only 400 of those to begin with, and we're down to 20 or something. I don't know. It was all, if I remember right, it was all around a promotion with the episode 1 coming out of Star Wars.
See, I thought it had something to do with the 50th anniversary in 97.
No, I think it was when around the episode 1 Star Wars, when they kind of relaunched Star Wars again after all.
Just for the sake of conversation, we were this close to having a Jar Jar Binks mailbox. All right, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We dodged a bullet on that one. Lisa, take your mail.
Yeah. Now here's the thing: is it still sitting in front of the convention center now, or did they move it with all the renovations?
I think it's off to the side, in the front, off to the side, I believe.
Okay. So
I'll have to drive by because it's one of those things that it's so ubiquitous, you don't even think about it. You just drive by it.
Yeah.
So I'll have to actually look next time I'm.
But that's always one of the cool factoids about Roswell. I love is oh yeah, we got one of the Star Wars mailboxes here, and it's just it's one of those obscure nostalgic trivia history things that I love.
Right.
It's kind of like when you tell people about the walls around Cahoon Park and how that was the POWs, and to me that's equally. I know people to me those are equally fascinating factoids.
Well, and that's the sections of the Berlin Wall that we actually have on display here.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. So, but I think our guest is here. I heard doors closing and opening.
I was just kind of curious, just out of sheer morbid curiosity. I was like, does Roswell have a sister city?
I believe we do.
Turns out we do. It's I'm going to butcher this.
Is this the one in Poland?
Cuauhtémoc, Chihuahua, Mexico.
Oh. I thought we had one in Poland too. Didn't they just do one when they came when we gave?
Oh yeah, Kaczynski, Poland. Yeah, partner for cultural and educational exchange with an agreement signed more recently. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, I know we just did. That was a couple years ago.
Yeah, but there you go. Just some fun facts.
We got
about
sisters.
Roswell. We have sisters. We have hot sisters.
How far does that tree go? Can you have a cousin city or?
They're a third cousin twice removed city.
If it's an ancient city, is that a great uncle or a great aunt or something? I mean,
great uncle city.
How far do we go around with this? Why is it always sisters? What about brothers? Say we wanted Philly. Isn't Philly brotherly love?
But think about it. How weird would it be to say, you can hear the high school playoff football game this Saturday on our brother station, AM 990 KSVP.
I think of Hulk Hogan every time I say it.
Our brother station, exactly. Our station, brother.
Eat your vitamins. All right, let me give you a rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you update with the weather here in just a bit. And then shortly thereafter, Amy McVeigh-Tejas will join us here with the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, talking about Holiday with Friends this Saturday. Also, John LeMay's latest book as well. He's about to hit you with it. And so we'll get an update.
It's a hardback?
No. Well, I don't know. I think it's a soft.
Okay, if it's a soft, I can take him hit me with it. But if he's coming at me with a hardcover, I mean, that can inflict some damage.
I think it's what's that term? Something paperback. It's not like the
loose leaf.
No,
it comes like a college textbook now today.
Yeah, there's a term that I used to know when I was smarter. I don't remember what it's something paperback. It's like it's between a hardcover and like the $5 paperback you get at the grocery store. Whatever. It's something. Yeah, I don't remember.
Some kind of like soft shell paperback.
All these writer people are yelling at me because I don't remember it. Right? It's something.
Well, that's John. There's a great question for John.
There you go. All right. 20 minutes after 8. Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty good chance of rain today, along with a few thunderstorms. We have that low pressure system moving through, followed by a cold front, and that'll keep us in the 60s for the afternoon high. Everything clears out tonight with high pressure moving back in. We'll be clearing up, our low in the mid to upper 30s, and then sunny weather on Friday, mid 60s on the high. A few more showers over the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 48 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 96% with winds out of the northwest at 7 miles per hour. We could see some more rain chances here till really about early afternoon. Really the rain opportunity should be stopping probably around 2 o'clock today. Cloudy through mid-morning, then the skies will gradually clear. Expect a high of 61 today with east winds 5 to 15 miles per hour, excuse me. They say we could see between a tenth and a quarter of an inch of rain today, more if we do get a thunderstorm rolling through. Tonight, no talk of rain, just clear skies, overnight low of 36, southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For your Friday, sunny skies, 65 for a high tomorrow, west winds at around 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, clear with an overnight low of 35 degrees. Winds will be out of the north at around 5 miles per hour. For the weekend, on Saturday, they're talking mostly sunny for the day with a high of 65. There is a 10% chance of rain, but not to expect that till about after 5 p.m. So that'll go more into the early evening hours. But that being said, Saturday night, our chance of rain bumps up to 60%. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 47. And then Sunday, we're looking at a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Mostly cloudy early. The day will gradually clear as it progresses. Expect a high of 62. And then Sunday night, and after Sunday, no talk of rain after that. Sunday night, clear, overnight low of 39. And then for next week, we're going to be sitting in the 60s, mid to upper 60s Monday and Tuesday. But by Wednesday, we're in the upper 50s. So that might bring a bit cooler Thanksgiving Day if we're going to be looking at 57. I only can see past Wednesday, but I'm thinking our Thanksgiving Day might be a little cooler. Wednesday's going to be dipping into the 50s there. So we'll see. We'll know more probably tomorrow. All right, it is 8:22. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then Amy McVeigh-Tejas will join us from the Historical Society on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
All right, Mr. Gobbles, it's that time of year again. Got any last requests? What? You want a smoking deal on a new Ford or pre-owned vehicle? Mucho dinero for your trade? And your credit pardoned? Well, you're going to have to go to Roswell Ford.
Hey, Roswell Ford is talking real turkey. With our most aggressive offers in more than 5 years. Right now, get massive savings on new Fords and quality pre-owned vehicles with 0% financing and no payments till February 2026. Plus, if you're making payments on your current vehicle and want out early, Roswell Ford will do whatever it takes to help you escape from your trade. Even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, worried that your credit is a little foul? Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders who will push to approve your credit, even if it's less than perfect. All roads lead to huge American-made savings and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com.
0 APR for 48 months is $20.83 per thousand financed. Interest accrues from date of sale. Subject to lender approval on select vehicles. Offers not combined. No doubt about it, our favorite season is fall. Leaves fall, temperatures fall, and electric bills fall. Fall brings us the joy of mowing our lawn for the last time and the sadness of picking that last tomato. Here at Roswell Seed Company, we start to talk about pansies, broomweed, and the first freeze. Yeah, we can get downright giddy. This is Ben Manette from Roswell Seed Company, reminding you that fall is when Mother Nature starts to show off. Try not to miss any of it.
Looking to start, continue, or complete your higher education journey? Join the more than 6,000 fellow Greyhounds on their journey to student success. Eastern New Mexico University offers the most affordable higher education degree in the Southwest, and New Mexico residents can go to school tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. With online or in-person degrees, ENMU is the right choice for you. For more information, visit enmu.edu. ENMU, student success. That's what we're about.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Due to extreme pressure and weather conditions, it literally rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. Stop snickering because I said Uranus. Here's Mike Winters.
Or snicker. It's up to you. It's your world. You do what you want. Good morning. It is 25 minutes after 8 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, Amy McVeigh-Tejas back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good.
Good.
Love the weather.
It is nice. I do like the change of pace.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. We have beautiful weather, sunny skies. But
right. We're blessed.
But a nice overcast day with some rain, not flooding, none of that.
That's right. Getting ready for the holiday event. It's kind of like the holidays.
You know, it is very hard to get in the holiday spirit when it's 80 degrees out.
When you're sweating, putting up Christmas.
It's just, I mean,
shorts and a t-shirt.
Don't get me wrong. I don't want to sit in 8 feet of snow either.
Right. That's right.
But it's, you know, when it's Christmas and the holidays time,
getting ready for Thanksgiving.
It's just, it evokes cocoa, it evokes winter things, you know, it just evokes firesides, and you know what I mean? And
right.
It's not, you know, with all due respect to Hawaii, it's not, you know, leis and hula shirts and all the other stuff, you know, that's, you know, I'm sure it's a delightful whole Christmas, but that's not, it's supposed to be snow and Santa and, you know, cold and all that good stuff. But so this is more of a feel of Christmas.
Right. It is.
And so that'll make, but this Saturday is the well, we can say it now, second annual Holiday with Friends event. Like we said, this is kind of we can't bring you Holiday Magic, the Holiday Magic Arts and Crafts Show, because unfortunately the convention center is still not available to do that. Right. So this is kind of the best of what we can do in the meantime. And I know the Liberty holds a similar event with some of the other featured artists. So it's kind of broken up into a couple smaller events until we can all meet together again, kind of thing.
That's right.
So, but this Saturday, the Historical Society will be hosting the Holiday Friends, which some of your you know, ones you kind of know and love for many years of being part of the Holiday Magic. They're going to be offering their things that they're famous for. A few new ones, few ones that you may not recognize as well too there. So, and I would say between hitting the Liberty event and this event, you get a good smattering of some of your all-time favorites at the Holiday Magic. So, that being said, this is your chance to come shop, come get food, come get some great gifts. Come see what the Historical Society has to offer too. You know, like I said, John LeMay will be there with his newest book, and is Donna going to make it down too?
Donna will be here.
Donna will be down as well too, and she's got both of them between them. They can start a library by themselves.
That's true.
But they're going to have not only their latest books, but some of their favorites and things, or maybe if you've read some of their newer stuff and you're like, I need to dig into their catalog, their deeper stuff, you can come. And of course they'll be there to chat and sign books and do all that stuff too. So it's going to be a fun Saturday.
Great Saturday. We're really excited. It's 10 to 4 on Saturday. The museum is beautifully decorated for the holidays. We have numerous volunteers that will welcome you into the museum for holiday cheer. Great opportunity for Christmas pictures. So make sure, and we don't care what you do, whether you go to the archives or to the museum, make sure and hit both the buildings. Something we hadn't really talked about, though, one little note, Georgia Bader with her turquoise jewelry is unable to attend.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
And but we have Deborah Lucas. We can smell the aroma from here.
Mm-hmm.
We have Danielle Gonzalez and Angela with some fun gift ideas. Trina Padilla does her amazing, unique gift items, and Kim Conley with her hat bar. So great shopping, and then the famous green chili. So we've got those vendors. Something we really haven't talked about, and I want to give a huge shout out to Elaine Mayfield. We've been working on a silent auction, and we're really, really excited. We have not done much promoting on this, so we're going to quickly unveil some phenomenal opportunity gifts, and we have a signed low-numbered Peter De La Fuente, magnificent Autumn Flight. So if those bird lovers, Steve Smith, if you're listening, just got a nice settle. But it's Peter De La Fuente is amazing, and he donated this, and we just really want to give a shout out to him.
He's of course, we've had the pleasure of talking to him on the show a few times, and he's not only an amazing artist, but an amazing art historian.
He is a historian.
Yeah. And that's what, and not only has he got amazing work, but if you ever get a chance to have a conversation with him and talk, just technique. And I mean,
unbelievable.
I talk more about eggs with him and not actually food, you know.
Right, exactly.
By that big a conversation, egg, we're talking about lunch or breakfast.
But he's amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
He's amazing. And if you want to, I know you could go to wyethheard.com to see the image of Autumn Flight. Mike, I do believe anybody following us on social media will post all pictures tomorrow of these collections if you want to give just like an advanced glimpse. We had a...
Plus, you look like a baller at Christmas. Imagine presenting one of these as a Christmas gift to somebody.
Oh, for sure.
I'm just telling you, you're gonna be the belle of the ball at that Christmas party.
That's right. Absolutely. We have some Area Finch pottery we're really excited about. We have a fun kids collection, adorable ladybug cookie collection. It's adorable cookie jar and stuff. Deborah Lucas has generously donated her special treat basket.
Ooh.
So it's like a blessing of everything
it's like
she
a hodgepodge of her delicious treats.
The candy, the whole 9 yards, cookies.
I'm telling you right now, even if you don't like pumpkin, try the pumpkin roll.
That's true. It is.
Like, I don't like pumpkin.
Right,
I love those pumpkin rolls.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
It is. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
We do want to give a shout out to Dion's. Dion's has supported the Historical Society and donated a Dion's Chef's Bundle.
Oh, great.
It's a Dion's apron, pizza board, and then a pizza kit. So you could do a home party.
Okay.
They're going to donate this kit, and you literally take it home.
I don't know if you can outdo Dion's Pizza, but if you want to try, you could do it at home with their kit.
It's so fun.
Nice.
Elaine Mayfield helped us put together a comfy and cozy collection. It's got the throw, the whole 9 yards, hot cocoa, a book, all this fun stuff.
Nice.
A fun pampered pet collection.
Okay.
So we've got to honor the furry animals.
Absolutely.
It's more central featured for dogs. We do want to show love
dogs.
to...
Let's at the end of the day, as a guy that owns dogs and cats, dogs are generally more appreciative of those kind of gifts than a cat. The cat does appreciate it, but you'll never find out till days later.
Well, and to know Stacy Roach and Elaine Mayfield, they love animals.
Yeah.
So it's not just chintzy pet stuff. No, it's really nice.
As a spoiler of animals and pets myself,
right.
I know the
right.
id.
Yeah. It's upgraded. It's not baseline.
I have more cat toys in my house that for no earthly reason. They're just there because I saw it as ooh, that cat would like that.
So cute. So it's so packed full. I couldn't see everything.
Yeah.
Shout out to Roswell Livestock. They jumped on board and donated an Elegant Lady collection.
Oh, great.
Beautiful handbag, beautiful tote.
Okay.
And then the cosmetic bag, beautiful.
So, fellas.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Great Christmas gift right there.
Yes.
All one package ready to roll.
And let me say this for people listening, Bob, if you're listening, you know who you are. Y'all have done your Christmas shopping, and this is the way I roll. You know how I roll, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
If you purchase something online, or if you say, Amy, send us a picture, I can't be there, but I'll bid on something, we will hands down gift wrap it and deliver it.
That's right.
Yes, we've done that, and yes, it will be the prettiest package under the tree. treat. So that is just provided.
Amy's way more creative than anybody I know in making a gift.
Rest assured, if we put that package under the tree, your lady is going to be real excited. So I will do that.
I'm going to try to convince Amy to do the rest of my Christmas gifts too.
hey, let's talk after. Anything for the Historical Society. A fundraiser, let's upgrade that. Even if it's a little gift, we're going to make it 10 times greater.
Exactly.
Oh, we can do that. Something else we did is Holiday with Friends collection. So all of our vendors donated something.
Oh, great.
And it's amazing.
Excellent.
I love it. So Angela Strang, everybody. It's kind of just like Holiday with Friends in a basket.
That's
got
great.
Something for from
I'm going to call that because this could be a slippery slope. You could call that the basket of regret because you win that basket and then you're like, wait a minute, I didn't realize how good this green chili stuff was.
Oh,
now you got to wait another year to get some more.
That is true. So you've got the hot and the mild, and you can give one, keep one, all this stuff. You can
it might
keep
be
some.
like things you might have missed at this year's.
If you love hats, like Kim Conley made a Merry Christmas trucker hat.
Cool.
Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool.
Yeah, awesome.
Honey Depot, shout out to Honey Depot and Artesia. They jumped on board, and it's a huge stackable Merry Christmas. Like all of our ladies would love it. You could put it outside or inside. Really cool little thing. We've got a Big R gift card. Huge shout out to Peppers. They donated a gift card. And then Roswell Livestock donated a gift card. So shout out to Roswell Livestock. They've donated multiple things. Excellent. And a beautiful turquoise bracelet. So we will, by tomorrow afternoon, you can go. We will follow us on Facebook or social media for pictures of these collections. If anybody's listening and says, Amy, I'd really like to see a picture of something right away, text me at 575-915-4471. We'll get you pictures right away.
Perfect.
This is just a fun way to support the Historical Society. A portion of this silent auction fundraiser will go to our educational programs.
Okay.
Just helping us do what we do, celebrating these kids and doing some great things. So I think it's very important to know this is a fundraiser for the Historical Society, but it's also a time for us to honor the legacy of holiday magic and also our friends. These are supporters of Historical Societies, member of the Historical Society, just coming together to support it. So we just want to thank everybody for the support. 10 to 4. Even if you have a bit, just come in. Oh, and we didn't mention one of the other favorite things, because I know way to your heart is the food. But, Mike, when you open that archive store, you're going to smell our hot cider.
Oh,
and
good.
boom, boom. So, if you have the cider and then you grab a cookie and fun things like
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely. And please remember to purchase enough so some gets home, too.
Right, you can't just purchase one cookie or whatever.
Yeah.
It's so true. That is true. Sharing is caring, so you need to do that. Before I forget, blood drive. If you're listening, what a greater gift than to give blood, save a life. So our last blood drive is Tuesday, December the 2nd.
Okay.
Again, text me 575-915-4471. One thing I do want to mention, it's posted, times are a little bit. It is 12 to 4, not 11 to 3.
Okay.
If you need more information, 575-915-4471. I could totally schedule you. And I think we're filling up, and we've done a great job. But I just think it's a perfect time during the holidays to save a life and give the gift.
Absolutely. That's kind of, and even if our blood drive's filled up, there's always one right around it. Please get, like you said, donate. That's always a good thing.
Sure.
I mean, obviously, we'd love to see you come to the Historical Society, but if our appointments do fill up, don't let that deter you. There's always events almost weekly going on at somewhere around town here.
Yes.
And then you get into a rotation where, depending on how you donate and everything, but I think it's generally every couple months you can go back and donate again.
And thank you for mentioning that, Mike. Our goal for 2026, we already have all of our blood drives set up, and if you called me, we could set you up for the year, and then you are taken care of, so you don't have to do just what you just did.
Yeah.
When am I doing? No, we'll take care of that. One last thing, Mike, about community. Beacons of Hope, Community Kitchen, Harvest Ministries, Assurance Home, Poor Clare's Monastery. Can't forget them. They're beacons of hope during the holidays. We are collecting items to help support them. If you need more information, want to make a donation, we're going to give holiday blessings to all of them. It is not all about us, and our community is amazing, and we just were at the community kitchen. We love our family, and we're going to help and reach out.
Yeah, and that's don't forget, now that we are kind of getting into the holiday season, and it's one of those things that it's the happiest time of the year, but also can be the roughest time.
It sure could.
And you know what? don't forget the Poor Claire. They got the prayer line.
Oh, yes.
When things are lit, don't hesitate. That's what it's there for. Literally call it, and they'll pray with you, and they do it.
Mike,
24/7.
they have a little gift store, and something you may not know.
Yeah.
My brother's favorite gift I ever gave him was a handmade wreath from the Poor Clares. Literally, if you go knock on the door, only during the hours, they have a little gift store.
Yeah.
You could get a little something. So yes, it's just fun.
But I think when you do feel overwhelmed,
yes.
You know what?
Yes.
Give it a ring and let's see what.
Oh goodness, yes.
It might
Mike, last couple of times I've called, it's busy. People are
Good.
calling.
I mean, that's
exactly.
bad. You know what I mean?
They're in the prayer business. Yes.
Maybe we get them some more phone lines.
Yes. Well, we were just at Harvest Ministries.
Yeah.
Just at community. These people are saving lives.
Yeah.
They're just like Insurance Homes. So you know what? If you have any information about anything, 622-8333 Museum. You need anything in the archive, 622-1176. RoswellMHistory.org or historydirector@outlook.com.
Absolutely, and of course, a couple of, and what we'll do here is here in a minute I'm going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get John on the phone.
Cool, because we have a really exciting announcement.
Yes, but before we do that, real quick, also don't forget, like you said, with the holidays here, don't forget that archives facility that you're going to come by and see on Saturday. If you have a Christmas get together, if you have an office party or maybe a family event, and we can house I think up to 75 according to the fire marshal there,
give or take, depending on how you're doing.
We do have a home style kitchen if you need to heat up food and what have you there, so you can, if you want to have a meal and all that. Now it's not a commercial kitchen.
No,
it's just a stove like your house and a refrigerator like your house.
Right.
But we got it there for you, and of course that is a great way to support the Historical Society. But you have a great.
We're selling herd prints. We're still collecting loose change. What else were you? Memberships. The memberships are rolling on.
It is that season at the end of the year, start of the year. That's kind of when everyone renews here.
That's right.
And of course, those make great stocking stuffers. If you want to get the gift of membership, you can be an individual, a couple, a family, a business, or a nonprofit. There's various levels of sponsorship, and obviously the levels, the higher the level, the more perks you get.
Okay, and I do have a challenge. We are fixing to get applications for New Mexico Youth Challenge Academy that will be graduating the second week in December.
Okay.
Those are some of the hardest decisions we make. Talk about impact, and if people wonder, what in the world is the Historical Society doing? We're impacting lives, and these kids of hope, we're connecting with them. If you are listening and would like to make a donation to impact another life, call the museum. We would be honored to notify that there is an additional scholarship. Talk about a Christmas gift, Mike. If
Absolutely.
you made a donation and said, I want it to impact lives, we are all in to impact as many lives as we can through scholarship.
Absolutely. And I will tell you, when it gets that season when we're doing those scholarships, and I've never personally been on the part, but I know for a fact that the committees that go through that, the problem really is they're all worthy. There's so many.
They are.
It's really hard picking, who's more worthy when you read these stories and you read these essays, and they're all worthy. So I'm not going to lie, you're eliminating a couple of problems. You're helping more kids.
That's
but
true.
You're also you're helping a little bit with these folks that really go through that toll and decision. They're all deserving.
That's right.
But I know I've got to draw a line somewhere. When someone says, well, here's an additional $2,500.
Well, and we want to remind people listening, too, that Youth Challenge helps us. They come and help us. So it's a working relationship. And we've been out there. I've preached with them on Sunday nights. I've spoken to them. I've talked to them. I've worked with them.
Sure.
We've all seen them doing their great things, honoring the flag at the parades and everything. Let's honor these kids as much as we could.
Well, and it's because it's reaching different kids from different perspective.
Yes.
Like we talk about some of our scholarships and things, and let's face it, those are kids that are either self-motivated or motivated through people and family where we get to Youth Challenge and things. These are kids that have taken a different path, and so they're learning the same values and they're just doing it through a different path. And so to me, that's why this is even, because now it's kind of showing, that same, hey, you work hard, the goals are the same. And that's, just because you didn't come from the path that most people say is the way to go, doesn't mean you can't take a bite in that same opportunity.
This is a really interesting class, Mike, because we had them all out on the bleachers, and shout out to Captain Martinez and Tanina Cisneros and Teresa Salyards and Miss Kirkham. But I'm telling you, Mike, the interesting difference is we're asking questions. So normally you get a couple of hands raised up. They're all immersed. They're all raising their hand. They're all asking questions.
Yeah.
It's a great class. So if you want to impact lives, talking about beacons of hope, we'd be remiss without mentioning organizations like the Mexico Youth Challenge.
Absolutely.
If you need any more information, call us at 622-8333. Can't thank all individuals that are helping make this possible.
Absolutely. So let's do this. It is 8:44. Jocelyn, we're going to take a commercial break. Just keep this video, the stream going, and then what we'll do is we'll bring up John LeMay, author and Historical Society member as well. He'll join us here on the other side. We'll talk about his latest book, which I guess some of you will get first crack at this weekend here.
So first opportunity.
Absolutely. So quick commercial break. I think 2 minutes. If I'm looking at what this thing says, and if it does what this thing says, 2 minutes, and then we'll be back. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Thanksgiving is the time to bring the whole family together to celebrate and be thankful. But after the turkey and stuffing are put away, Black Friday at Roswell Hyundai means the best deals of the year, including 5.49% APR for 60 months on 2025 Hyundai Venues, 3.99% for 60 months on 2025 Hyundai Elantra and Palisade, or as low as 0% for 60 months on Hyundai Tucson. Roswell Hyundai will work hard to get the deal done. Black Friday deals all month long at Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
In a medical emergency, every second counts. Artesia General Hospital's emergency department is open 24/7, staffed with highly trained professionals ready to provide life-saving care when you need it most. Don't wait. When minutes matter, trust Artesia General Hospital. Quality emergency care close to home. Learn more at artesiageneral.com.
Fall is here, and it's time to cozy on up to the Cow, the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop. The Calico Cow is your authorized handy quilter long-arm dealer. They make their own quilts, shirts, and rope bowls right at the Cow, so come in and check out all the fall and Christmas fabrics that are arriving daily, plus stellar fabrics for our interstellar travelers. The Calico Cow has Brothers sewing machines with great fall specials and come with warranties. Plus, they can fix and perform maintenance on all brands. So log on to RoswellQuilting.com to order. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop, 200 East College in Roswell. Want to know how? Come cozy up to the Cow.
At Carabelli Dental, we believe your smile deserves the very best. From the moment you walk in, our team provides unmatched customer service and a dental experience like no other. Hi, I'm Dr. Sarah Usher at Carabelli Dental. Whether it's a routine visit or you need advanced care, we make sure you feel comfortable, cared for, and confident in your smile. Discover the difference at Carabelli Dental, where your comfort and your smile come first.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main, or call 575-622-4455.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Men are 6 times more likely to be struck by lightning than women. That's because men are 6 times more likely to wear a tinfoil hat in a thunderstorm. Here's Mike Winters.
Or golf. Good morning. It is 46 minutes after 8 o'clock. And so Amy McVeiteas is, of course, still in studio with us from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. And joining us on the phone, author and Historical Society member and all-around good guy, John LeMay, also on the phone. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Mike and Amy.
Good morning.
So little birdie told me that we got a new book that literally hot off the presses just showed up in the mail, a day or two ago here, right?
Yeah, it's another Arcadia Images of America book, which means it's packed full of pretty much photographs page to page.
Okay.
It's called Rural Roswell and South Springs Ranch. So the focus is the lands that used to be owned by John Chisholm, the Cattle King. So, you know, South Springs, East Grand Plains, lots of like farming and ranching photos in the book.
Good deal. So it's kind of a really a picture history of the Chisholm's Ranch in South Roswell here, basically. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what's the average span of time that these photos cover during that period? I mean, how far back's it go, and how modern do they go?
We go back to the 1860s, and then we don't get modern at all, really.
Okay.
We have some modern pictures of the Chisholm statue that we have today, but that's about it.
It sticks around the 60 time frame, so Civil War era.
Like, let's say 1860s to the 1920s. Let's say that.
So Civil War up to, well, just after World War I, really, pretty much. There.
Yeah.
So interesting. So so what, as far as research and all that, I mean, I imagine a lot of it, you just go down to the old archives facility that you happen to have to find but how much digging do you have to do to collect that kind of stuff?
Since I'm in the archives a lot, I come across this stuff by accident.
Yeah.
Usually that's when I decide to write the book. It's like, oh, this material is here.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So it's like basically you go through and it's like, oh, I got a big enough pile of things that I can collaborate into a book now. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So is there times where you have to go, like, I'm missing a piece and I got to go hunt it down, and then you go hit people like Donna or someone else to go find it?
Yeah, sometimes, definitely.
Okay.
It's a team effort.
Exactly. So kind of give talk like you said, it's a lot of pictures, but talk a little bit about the kind of story that you're telling in this book too.
Yeah, it's for Roswellites, who have grown up here and know the history, but it's also for Wild West history buffs because John Chisholm was a big deal.
Kind of a big deal.
This covers, yeah, he, back in the old days before there were government laws and stuff, Chisholm would just ride onto the range and claim the land. So therefore, he kind of unofficially owned everything between Fort Sumner and Carlsbad, with Roswell smack dab in the middle. And Roswell is where he chose to have his ranching headquarters. And after he died in 1884, eventually J.J. Hagerman bought the ranch. So we also cover Hagerman's time when he owned South Springs. And then after that, it was bought by the Austin family and eventually Robert O. Anderson.
Okay.
So that ranch has quite a lineage here.
So I'm just curious, because like when you I literally get the image of Marvin the Martian, coming up, planting his flag and saying, I claim this in the Chisholm,
Yeah.
Is that basically, obviously not that cartoon, but is that kind of what happened?
Yeah, so in Chisholm's case, yeah.
Okay.
When it came to Hagerman, he did
obviously that was
it. Yeah.
But the first establishment, he's just like, I'm here first, it's mine now.
Yep.
And I'm sure he had to deal with the people that were living there before that probably had a problem with what he's saying. That's my land. Well, not now, it's not.
Yeah. Yep, that's true.
Which, interesting. Okay, I didn't realize that part. I was kind of, I always think of, I'm not going to lie, I go right to the Charlton Heston Young Guns when I think of Chisholm and all that. I kind of, that's the image I have in my head when I think of Chisholm every time. And sorry, it's movies that did that to me. So you kind of talk about how it kind of transitions from family to family over time, and just like, I guess some of the changes that each family implemented over times too, huh?
Yeah, the book's broken up into the Bosque Grande Ranch, which was Chisholm's first property north of Roswell.
Okay.
And which isn't it's not really too far north of us. Roswell can claim that as part of its confines, or Chavez County at least. And then we've got South Springs under Chisholm's time, then South Springs under Hagerman. Then we've also got a whole chapter on East Grand Plains and the Oasis Ranch, because Chisholm claimed that as well. And he even claimed bottomless lakes. So we have a chapter on that, and also a lot of our flooding from the past. So we've got old flooding pictures from the 1890s and the early 1900s in there, and also a chapter on the Pecos River Bridge as well.
Okay. Interesting. I'm just always curious, like, is his house, is that still around, or is that, I don't know, where he lived, is that any remnants of, like, the domicile he lived in still around, or is that all lost to history?
No, it's all gone, and from what we can tell, it got torn down purely by accident.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like an archaeological site at this point, and you can kind of go through
it.
Like,
there's some been.
Yeah. Almost like what you see in Lincoln with the lawyer's house. His name went right out of my head. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, McSween, yeah.
Yes, McSween, thank you. So, how long does it take you to put this together? Like, is it, because I know you crank out books pretty quick, but I imagine, is this one that you're kind of like, it's an over time build that you're saying, all right, I'm gathering this stuff, and now you say, you know what, there's enough here, so it's a couple years of gathering, or is it like, No, it's just me going boom, 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 and here it is. How does that process work for you?
It was the latter in this case.
Okay.
We had all the photographs. They're all our photographs from our archive. So we just needed to scan them properly because they're real picky about image quality.
Yeah.
And I wrote it, but I also wrote it using the old notes of Elvis Fleming and Morgan Nelson, so you could say that they kind of wrote it too. And then our work study, Jacob, exactly, yeah. Jacob Hardwick, our work study, did some of the captions as well. So it was a group effort, and that made it go by a lot more swiftly.
Sure. That's got to be. Does it get like? I'm just curious, like the sense, like as you're going through it, and then you get like as you go through the book and you're put together, and do you kind of like, do you know like the end game's going to be when it's done, or you kind of like it's like, oh man, and then as you get to finishing, you're like, hey, this is going to be better than I thought it was. You know, how does that evolution happen? Is it something you kind of know from the jump, that from the planning, or like you start a book and you're like, I don't know how this is going to turn out, and then by the end you're like, wow, that really worked out. How does that process happen for you?
Yeah, evolution's the right word because it changes a lot as you acquire the images and the information. And what you thought was one chapter, you split into two separate chapters. So that's pretty accurate.
Okay.
I think it's important to mention while we're talking about it is we have the beautiful bronzes in our timeline room honoring Chisholm and Hegerman too. So as you come to our event on Saturday, we're talking so much about history. Make sure that you just take a moment in our timeline area to celebrate the legacy
put a
of
visual
Chisholm
to some of the
and Hegerman.
names. Yeah, absolutely. Of course, John and Donna will be at the Holiday with Friends event on Saturday. I'm assuming you'll have. Will there be first copies of the book at the event on Saturday?
So the important part of this little surprise call is we have a book. Singular.
A book. Okay. So the fleet hasn't come in yet.
Yeah.
So this is the
Fear not, though, it'll be time for the holidays, I hope.
So this is the pre-release, early release.
Okay.
So we're going to have a pre-sale list.
Okay.
But if you want to have your hands on the first copy.
Number one,
you go see John LeMay, and we'll take the highest bidder to claim the rights, and we'll be happy to take a picture and then celebrate the individuals supporting the Historical Society that can claim the state claim on the
Thank you, John. That's really your number one book. You're willing to basically auction off.
I think it's technically his book, right, John?
Right.
We're auctioning off.
Yeah, because the street date for this book is like January.
Oh, so it's after Christmas.
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
This is really a Merry Christmas from John LeMay. Somebody's going to get a book.
So, unless of course, you can keep it for yourself, but if you have a real history buff reader, you'd be like, hey, I got you an advance copy. And you could big talk it up all you want. Like, yeah, I knew the guy, and I did, make it sound like you went through all kinds of hoops to get this thing. But in essence, just be the highest bidder on Saturday, and it's yours here. And we won't tell how you did it.
But we appreciate you doing this, John.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's in the holiday spirit. He hasn't done this before.
Yeah, that's cool.
This is the first pre-release kind of thing.
So I'm kind of curious. Your first book, did they just sit on a shelf, or do you have them like in a some kind of display? How does that work? Because I imagine, that's your own work. You're kind of like, I'm gonna, be more proud of it than someone else. Be like, I got a first. Well, I wrote it, so
I used to do that, but now I've got 60, so they're just interspersed kind of by subject and category and stuff like that.
Yeah, when you get a volume that you have at this point, and the kind of, which by the way, if this particular subject is not right in your wheelhouse, John, like you said, he's got 60 other books. You'll see. I think we'll have most of them there at the event on Saturday. Certainly, you can go to our Historical Society website and see them.
Haunted Lincoln will be there. Haunted Lincoln's the new one that's out.
Okay.
There's actually copies available, and Donna's got the Haunted Courthouses and Jails, which came out about the same time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's got a whole nother. If you got all through with John's books, and let me show you Donna's. That'll tie you over for another while here too. So, but and of course both these authors are kind enough to put their stuff through the Historical Society, so that always comes back to the Historical Society there. However, if you don't see some of the books that they want, please don't hesitate to go to Amazon and John, look up John. There's Donna as well. Now you're helping the author a little bit better by doing that. I will admit. But if you want to get some of their other books that we may not have at the Historical Society, definitely support John and Donna through those.
We're going to ship or whatever.
But when you go through our portal, everybody
and we'll
gets
ship
a little
too. And I think it's all whatever's easiest. But we could even, if somebody's
and we get them autographed
listening,
easier than Amazon.
Sure, we can get them autographed, and we'll be happy to gift wrap and deliver here locally or ship out too. We'll be happy to do that.
Absolutely. But so I can't let you off the hook without saying what other iron you got in the fire. Like I know you're just literally one's coming out, but I know you got at least one or two on the back burner right now.
So yeah, in spring I'll have another history press book called Monsters of New Mexico, which is folkloric creatures and Bigfoot.
Okay.
Type stuff that's native to New Mexico. And then Donna and I signed a contract to do haunted white sands or something of that nature together for same publisher.
Oh, cool. Nice. That'd be cool.
That's exciting.
Man, that'd be kind of.
That's a road trip.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Road trip.
I didn't know there was a lot of haunted experience out of White Sands, but now I'm thinking, well, maybe I missed it a few.
Oh, yeah, quite a few.
Maybe the Historical Society board needs to go on a road trip.
That'd be fun.
Board meeting at White Sands. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I know a couple of them. You're gonna have to.
I'm just kidding.
You're gonna have to problem stops at some ice cream shop or something. I know some. You're gonna have to. We're gonna make side trips around some of that. So, but yeah, I think that'd be good as long as we surround it with food, because we're all an eating bunch. So
yeah.
But of course, come see us this Saturday. Holiday with Friends from 10 to 4 at the Archives facility. They were at the Historical Society, 208 North Lee. Yep. Come get tours of the home. Right. Come and experience all the delights from our holiday friends. And, of course, come meet Donna. Come meet John. Come get, please bid on our silent auction. And, of course, slip John a few extra 20s here. He might get you that other book here for your.
Yeah.
I joke, of course. Make a bid or donation, and he's willing to donate that to the Historical Society. So thank you.
That's right.
Good deal. Did we get it all?
I think we did. If you're unable to attend, want to be participate in the silent auction, again, call the museum. We'll get information to you. 622-8333. We really appreciate it.
Excellent. Well, John, thank you very much. Appreciate it. We'll let you get back to your thing, and we'll see you here this weekend.
All right. See you guys later.
All right. Take care, John.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. And thank you, Amy. We'll see you here next time.
On behalf of the Historical Society, we just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. We're thankful and grateful for all the support.
Absolutely. And come join us this Saturday.
Thank you.
9 o'clock, just 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, or Roswell, New Mexico.
Payrolls is more than double the 50,000 economists had predicted. But a revised August report shows the economy lost 4,000 jobs for that month, instead of gaining 22,000 as originally reported. The Federal Reserve has been divided over whether to cut interest rates for a third time this year. They meet again next month. Donna Warder, Washington.
After sailing through Congress at lightning speed, the Jeffrey Epstein transparency bill has been signed by President Trump. Gives the Justice Department a deadline for releasing all of the Epstein files, save for those that would compromise any ongoing investigations.
After fighting the release of files for months, the president had no choice but to sign the bill. Every member of Congress, except for one, voted for it. In the end, Donald Trump insisted the Epstein matter had become a distraction and said he wanted to move on. With the bill signed, the Justice Department is required to release all files and communications related to Epstein, including information about his death in federal prison, within 30 days. Greg Clugston, Washington.
A Democrat congresswoman from Florida has been indicted on charges of stealing $5 million in federal COVID relief funds, using the money for her campaign. Congresswoman Sheila Shurtfulis-McCormick insists that she's innocent. Verizon laying off more than 13,000 employees. That's about roughly 20% of its managerial workforce. The Wall Street rally rolls on. The Dow is up 561 points. The Nasdaq ahead 407. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals, too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
In the Philippines, a former mayor has been sentenced to 20 years in prison in a human smuggling case.
She did live a life of conspicuous luxury. She had a helicopter, she had luxury cars. But it turns out this massive scam center, 36 buildings, was operating right behind her mayoral office. And once it was raided and the police exposed it, there were hundreds of foreign workers being held there. She was then charged. It's been a long investigation. In that time, she fled to Indonesia at one point. Then she was extradited back. But they have now pushed the charges against her, and she has gone to jail.
The BBC's Jonathan Head. Pressure mounting on Ukrainian President Zelensky to take stronger action to show accountability in the face of a corruption scandal presenting the greatest threat to his government since Russia's invasion. Zelensky has dismissed 2 top officials and imposed sanctions on close associates after investigators revealed that $100 million had been embezzled in the country's energy sector. News and analysis at townhall.com. Roger Federer has been inducted into the International Tennis Hall of Fame in his very first year of eligibility.
Federer was the first man to win 20 Grand Slam singles titles and was part of a self-described golden time and era of unprecedented greatness for tennis, along with rivals Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic.
I am my own career, my own player that needed those challengers. They needed a challenger like myself, and we made each other better.
Federer was the only candidate to receive enough support in the player category for the Hall's class of 2026. I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
Meta has started notifying young Australians to download their digital histories and delete their accounts from Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. This comes ahead of a new law banning social media for the under 16 crowd in Australia. Platforms must comply with the age restrictions by December 10th. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The traveler said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Great
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Indubitably.
Welcome to it. Hope your day is going awesome.
So far, so good. Can't complain. People got where they needed to get, and nobody threw a fit.
There you go. I kind of like the overcast. It's nice. Hey, don't forget, this weekend, good news. We have high school playoff semifinal football action for you on the radio. And yeah, I said it, video too. We procured it. Don't know how, but we did.
Well, you ever played Pai-Gow poker?
No.
It's a situation where if you win big, but if you lose, you might lose a finger.
Oh.
Let's just say Gene's one hell of a card player.
And all 10 fingers still.
Yeah, all 10
But yeah, so what's the dealio here is Roswell Coyotes, they're going to travel to Gadsden for their semifinal playoff matchup. That game will take place at 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon. That game will be heard right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Art and Kelly will be calling all the action for you. But we will have live streaming video as well at ksvptv.com in the Roswell Coyote channel. Also, Art and Kelly calling that too.
Yes.
So, same thing. Artesia Bulldogs also are on the other side of the semifinal bracket. They are the 1 seed. They're going to be traveling to the 3 seed, Lovington Wildcats. That game is at 1 o'clock on Saturday. We will have that game for you on our sister station, not our brother station, sister station, 990 AM KSVP. Live streaming video of that as well, ksvptv.com in the Artesia Bulldog channel.
I would argue that KSVP is kind of our mother station.
It is.
Yeah, that's...
Well, that was the first.
Yeah, it was the...
And then 92.9 The Brand.
All right.
Was our second station.
This is how my brain works.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I went from there were our mother station, and we had Mother's Milk. So that led me to... I don't... Like, okay, I love the series The Boys.
Yes.
But that has got to be the worst superhero name I've ever heard in my entire life. For those who don't know, I'm talking about the character on The Boys. His name is Mother's Milk.
Now, you haven't watched any of the Gen V stuff.
No.
See, that series, I highly recommend if you like the Boys. It's pretty good because it is a spin-off. It's a continuation of the story per se in a different level. But it's basically the college for these suits.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's kind of 2 sects. There's they're going to be the superhero branch, like actual superheroes that have like superpowers. And then there's kind of like the entertainment side.
Gotcha.
That are like your hosts and your celebrities.
Because, in the soup world, they throw a lot of parties.
Yes. And so you really find out people's special powers. Some are more useful than others. And some just have weird, are just weird. And so for everything you see in The Boys, you almost see a much more big cornucopia of weird abilities in the Gen V series.
See, I do like the idea that every new character is another chance to just try something out.
Yeah. And so from that angle, it's pretty good. So but I've seen that I think there's 2 or 3 seasons out on that one. And
you know what that screams to me, though? All right. So watch me take it back to my world. When you're booking a wrestling program, one of the best tools in your arsenal is the battle royal.
Right.
Because you've got 20, 25, 30 dudes going at it all at the same time, wrestling. And you can set up innumerable storylines from that.
Sure.
You have branch offs. You can then take those in different directions.
Lots of different work.
Months of storylines can be built from one good battle royal. So that's kind of what this show sounds like. Is it sounds like it's the writers of the show's way to kind of just like take as many stories as they can and possible spin-offs and see which characters really take off, which abilities really take off, and almost build a new generation of the Boys or a new version of the Boys.
Sure. And I think that's where it may go on to. But yeah, I just, when you mentioned that, I was like, oh, you should see the V because there's some interesting ones there too. But anyway, so yes, high school football.
Is what we're
we have this weekend. That's how all that started.
Also, I love this show.
But I also want to mention too, of course, if you have sleeping bags or warm weather clothing, please call 211. They could really use those items right now to donate. Yes. There is a real shortage of sleeping bags and ponchos, things to keep people warm and dry. And you know the weather right now. We're having a lot of people in need on that stuff. Oh, Jocelyn's got an update for me. So, but I know if you call 211, that's not no.
No, they're not going to be able to take. So just call me.
Call direct.
Food Not Bombs.
Very good. I know you can go on if you look for Food Not Bombs Roswell on Facebook, you can chime in there, shoot a voice or a message or any of that kind of stuff.
They can direct, but they can't
accept
things.
Okay. Now, if you don't remember any of that, call 211. They'll direct you to it.
They'll direct you to us, but they can't really take things right now, so they'll probably
They'll
either
probably
call me
send
or
in-
you can call me. or
Cut out the
whatever.
middleman and just get directly with Food Not
Yeah.
Bombs.
So
Gotcha.
I know that the wetness is part of the problem, but blankets would those be acceptable as far as
Sleeping
donations?
bags.
I understand sleeping bags, but if somebody has like extra blankets, would that be something that
Blankets are hard because if they get wet, people tend to just leave them because they don't dry.
Well, the
out
one
as
exception to
quick.
that would be,
Emergency blankets.
or you're going to laugh, military wool blankets. Those old green wool blankets,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
those, you can get them wet. They keep you warm. That's what they're designed to do. That being said, they're kind of itchy and they're not, but
Right.
as far as keeping people
Well,
warm, they're good at that.
We'll take blankets, but
Sure.
the thing of it is, it's better to have
Right.
sleeping bags because
Right. Okay, I
with it
understand.
being wet,
Yeah.
they tend to, if they do get wet, they'll just leave them because they don't dry out.
But I got a feeling there's probably a
You
few
know,
grizzle vets that have a stack of these
right.
old blankets, and you know what? As long as they're serviceable, they would serve at a pinch, and they're better than nothing.
And ponchos and
Yes. Ponchos and rain gear.
rain stuff. Not so much. It's not cold really. We're not really getting into the cold. I mean, it's cold at night, but
Well,
it's
as soon
more
as you get
raining.
wet, then hypothermia
Right.
sets in and all the other.
So socks.
Yeah.
Socks too. A lot of these guys get their socks wet or sometimes wear 2 or 3 pairs.
Yep.
Of
So
socks.
if you can make
They're
those
wet.
donations, again, reach out to Food Not Bombs through Facebook, shoot a message through
Yes.
there, call us, call 211. They'll direct you to where you can get to
Yep.
if you don't remember any of that or have trouble finding it. And the sooner the better, because
Yes.
like you said, the weather, like this weekend's supposed to get more wet weather. Next week, I'm seeing temps start to dip a little bit. I've seen 50s, which means it's right after that.
I think we're
Yeah.
pretty much out of the 80s.
Yeah,
you
we're
know.
done with that.
Yeah.
60s are going to be your best
Right.
bets.
So, and probably when we serve, we'll be handing that stuff out.
Very
once
good.
We get it.
So as soon as we get it, it's going
Yep.
right to the people that need it. So if you have and they've been shaking the bushes at the different sporting goods stores and things trying to procure sleeping bags and taking whatever they have, but their supplies are limited too. So if you do literally have some in the, like I know there's people have camping gear and they haven't camped in 4 or 5 years and hey,
Yeah.
give you excuse to buy a new sleeping bag.
Check your garages. I
yeah.
know people put that camping gear away and like, oh, I have sleeping bags. And because what I try to do is I try to go buy what I can, but we're limited funds.
What about
too.
like if some people have some of those little canvas tarps and things too? I
Tarps,
know those are good for waterproofing, not necessarily warmth. But
smaller tarps, so way they can roll them up.
yeah, stuff they can kind of protect their stuff
I know
with. and- yeah.
if any kind of emergency blankets that they're like
space
That-
blankets?
yeah, like
space blanket type
foily
things. Yeah.
type feel, yeah.
Yeah, those are real good. To
Better
keep
Call Saul
warm.
seasons 1 through 3.
There you
Yes.
go. Exactly.
That's currently what I'm handing out now. Is space,
I think I might have a
space
couple of those.
blankets.
I'll get those over to
Well,
you.
pretty much any Boy Scout first aid kit has one in it.
Yes.
I think I've seen them, and and I imagine most car ones too. If you get like the car kit, there's probably one in there.
Right.
I'm
Right.
just saying. So
Right.
don't sacrifice the one for your car, but you can pick one up. You can get that.
Yeah, Big Five I think has them on sale for $20.
Okay.
For the Tetons, I usually get them.
But every little bit helps on that,
Right.
and so if you can make those donations, that would be great. And of course, come join us to eat too while you're there.
Yes,
too.
come have a meal. Currently Sundays at the courthouse.
Yes, come out to the courthouse
Until
until things
day.
change.
Right now we're at the courthouse. on
Till the
Sunday.
tides move us
Yeah.
elsewhere.
But keep it locked right here
Jocelyn.
for your updates on where that might move to.
And
We'll keep you up to date.
And I know our guest is here.
Yes.
But I got one more factoid I got to talk about before we start the hour.
Uh-huh.
So it was either yesterday or the day before. You were talking about the Golden Girls spinoff, Golden Palace.
Yeah.
I saw the meme online yesterday about it. Did you look at it? Did you know who else was in that? So it was the 3 Golden Girls
Right.
minus Blanche.
Right.
Cheech Marin and Don Cheadle were also in it.
Yeah, well, that's Don Cheadle is the character, is the one who
Yeah.
gets all upset about the Confederate flag.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cheech, I forgot that Cheech was in that. Yeah,
it's Cheech Marin and Don Cheadle. I was
He's
like,
the dishwasher, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. I just saw them on the photo,
Well,
and I'm like, oh, man.
I saw an extended clip.
Yeah.
Where it was actually pretty funny because this thing I watched it took like a whole 5-minute chunk of this episode and played it, and it included a story like Betty White had a story about the one time that she was found in bed with another man.
Oh, okay.
And just it goes off on this whole.
So they did like a VR or AI synopsis of it kind of thing?
No, this was a guy actually doing it like a
wasn't
like a
the
deep
robot
dive.
voice?
No, I can pick those out now. Like if you pay really close attention to the way they talk, a lot of times when they come to numbers, they'll mess it up. Or if there's a typo, they'll read through the typo, and that's the way you know.
Yeah.
Like I heard one video and they said it's such and such 101. I'm like, everybody knows that it's, chemistry 101.
No one says it that way.
Yeah, you don't say 101. So that's a giveaway. You got again. You really got to be sober and vigilant.
Well, if you start writing it like radio copy, then you'll probably do that. That's a tip. I'm just saying.
I write my own copy. Thank you very much.
But no, like.
I understand what you're saying.
Like when I want a person to say 101, I don't put 101.
-OH dash.
And I'm sure if you VR'd it in or AI'd it in that way.
And I've thought about that too when I'm like watching these videos. I'm like, there are workarounds. Yeah. Like if an AI generates a script and you read through it and you pick up on some of those, you can change it to where the AI will say it correctly.
Yeah.
But like, for example, there's a band I like called SR71. I've mentioned this before. The AI on Spotify always calls them Senior 71. It really bugs me.
I think they should just change your name to Senior
71. Well, they're not together anymore.
Well, if they do a comeback.
Yeah, right.
Something like that. All right, let me give you a late rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a bit. And then we'll have the folks from the district attorney's office. I'm not sure who's out there. We'll find out together. And they'll join us here in just a bit. And then later on the hour, we'll get you update news and all that good stuff. But before we do anything else, let's get you up to date on. Hold on, I keep trying to do left-handed mouse work and it never works out right. So I got to switch to the right hand. Let's get you up to date on weather.
Weather this hour brought to you by Southwest Bearing under new ownership. Custom solutions for your heavy equipment, hydraulic hoses, hose repair, bearings, seals, sprockets, belts, tools, fluids, and fittings.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty good chance of rain today, along with a few thunderstorms. We have that low pressure system moving through, followed by a cold front, and that'll keep us in the 60s for the afternoon high. Everything clears out tonight with high pressure moving back in. We'll be clearing up, our low in the mid to upper 30s, and then sunny weather on Friday, mid 60s on the high. A few more showers over the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 49 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 93%. Winds are out of the north at 3 miles per hour. We could see a little bit more rain till about, I'm going to say 2, 3 o'clock. Then they say this should pretty much be done by then. They say we could get another 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of rain today. Unless we get an actual thunderstorm, then that'll bump that number up a bit. But for the most part, cloudy this morning, clearing as the day progresses, looking at a high of 61 with southeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, skies will be clear with an overnight low of 36 degrees, southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny, 65, west winds 5 miles per hour. Friday night, clear, overnight low of 35 degrees, winds out of the north at around 5 miles per hour. And then looking at the weekend on Saturday, for the day, mostly sunny and 65. However, after 5 p.m., there is a 10% chance of some rain showers. Winds will be out of the north at 5 miles per hour. Into Saturday night, our rain chances increase. We're looking at a 60% chance for Saturday night. Possibility of thunderstorms and everything else with that, too. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 47. A 50% chance at showers and thunderstorms on Sunday. Cloudy to start, sunny as the day progresses. 62 are expected high there. And then next week, sunny and 66 for Monday, sunny and 68 for Tuesday, but we dip into the upper 50s on Wednesday. So I'm guessing our Thanksgiving might be a bit cooler. I'll know tomorrow, but meteorologists know. I'm just a dumb DJ, so I got whatever the computer tells me. So it'll tell me tomorrow. All right, it is 9:21. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then Justin Dominguez, lead investigator for our 5th Judicial District DA's office, will join us here on the other side. Let me find the button here. Here it is, and then we're going to take a quick commercial break, allegedly, and then Justin will join us on the other side. Don't go away.
This is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture, and I'm here to tell you watching the game from a sorry recliner is not how life should be enjoyed. You could have a power recliner with an adjustable headrest in your favorite spot right now. American built and a solid guarantee are the reasons we stand behind our recliners, and you can be confident in the service we provide. So pull your backsides from that old chair and cheer for your team in style. Come down and see us at Glenn's on the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
Visit Bush Appliance in Roswell to see the Whirlpool washer with 2 ways to wash, thanks to the 2-in-1 removable agitator. With a flexible capacity, so you can take the agitator out for bulky loads or keep it in for items like jeans. Shop now at Bush Appliance in Roswell and get twice the washer that you have at home. Who you gonna call? Bush Appliance in Roswell. Stop by 111 West Country Club in Roswell or call 575-622-6390. When you or a loved one need medical transport, Trans-Aero answers the call. Trans-Aero Medevac operates 3 rotorcraft bases and 1 fixed-wing base in southeastern New Mexico, allowing them to respond quickly to emergencies across diverse terrains. Their fleet extends coverage deep into New Mexico and West Texas, including Artesia, Carlsbad, Roswell, Ruidoso, Midland, Lubbock, and the surrounding areas. Ready to answer the call when every second counts. Trans-Aero Medevac, proudly serving southeastern New Mexico and West Texas. Flown for free, thanks to the partnership from the City of Artesia and Trans-Aero Medevac. Life support by air.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You burn more calories sleeping than you do watching television. For the ultimate workout, fall asleep in front of the TV. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 24 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the DA's office here in the 5th Judicial District here, lead investigator Justin Dominguez back with us. Good morning, Justin.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
Doing great. Glad to have you back here.
Glad to be back.
Yeah, it's always great to have folks from the office to kind of
yes, sir.
Come in and chit chat with us. Before we just talk about other stuff, I know last time since we all spoke, you guys had your annual golf tournament to help out raising money for the DA dog program.
Yes, sir.
And sounds like another successful golf tournament this year.
You know what? It was a huge success, and we are so grateful for the community members and partners. And just the citizens of this district, man, that came out, that showed up to support that program. I mean, it was overwhelmingly attended. I mean, it was insane, and it was such improved from last year. The numbers of attendees and players and teams that we had. I know Gina was extremely grateful. Our office is beyond blessed to be supported by the community. We're very grateful.
Well, I thank you to all that support.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think these people, I mean, sure, a lot of them love to whack the golf ball and have fun, but at the end of the day, I think they really understand the importance of that this DA dog program does, and what a valuable tool that is for your office to do what it does. I mean, we're seeing direct results. We're seeing more convictions. We're seeing justice being served just because a dog is laying on someone's lap in a room here and doing this stuff. And until it gets funded like any other tool that the DA or law enforcement have to do their job.
Sure.
This is how we get it going and getting to expand to other districts and other throughout not only the state but the country here.
And we're very fortunate to live in a community that supports, the DA's office and supports the program and everything like that. We're very blessed and we're very grateful. So thank you to everyone who came out and either sponsored items or participated in the tournament itself. And we look forward to an even bigger one next year.
Absolutely. So get to signing up and getting sponsors in line. I'm sure if you talk to Gina and say, hey, I'm on board to sponsor next year, she'll get you lined up.
Yes,
and everything
absolutely.
else. And of course, let's find other ways to continue to support the DA dog program. I know we're getting with Christmas, and usually that's salsa season.
Correct. Yeah, I know they're gearing up to do the salsa fundraiser.
Yes.
For the foundation.
And I'm sure we'll get Gina and we'll get you guys to kind of
we'll definitely get some details for that.
Get the heads up on that.
Yes, sir.
Everything I hear tell is you miss out.
Oh, it's incredible. The salsa's amazing. Yeah, it's great salsa, man. And you know,
and it's built for New Mexicans.
Everybody likes salsa, right?
Yeah.
And everybody has their own way of making it. So it's not like you're going to get something that you eat every day. Everybody has their own recipes, and the recipe that they use to make this salsa.
But it is New Mexico-ified, which I mean, when it says hot, it's hot.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's legit. Like it's not like, okay, at the store it says hot, and New Mexico's like, that's like for amateur hot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
No. And then you get something like homemade, and it's just straight fire. That's, you know, so now granted, for those less fire oriented, they have those selections.
Yeah,
as
there's
well
different.
Too.
There's a mild and medium, and
I know
all,
there's a few
know.
masks out there that says the hotter the better.
That's me.
They can light you up.
Yes, sir.
So, I'm
Absolutely.
a medium guy. I like it a little hot. I like it enough to put a sweat on me, but not enough to it ruins my day.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah, absolutely.
And as I get older, it's easier to put a sweat on me now. I noticed. So,
Yes, sir.
Like, it's pretty bad. I'll eat mustard on a hot dog. I'm like, hey, what's
going on here?
Come on, man.
Did I get spicy mustard?
Right. Yeah, it's not even spicy. It's yellow mustard.
Yes, sir.
But I get that. But yes, that's another great way. And don't forget, you know, those dogs, when they're not doing their duties, they serve in the community, and kids read to them and do various other things. So if you have a youth thing or something that maybe the dogs would be a fun, don't hesitate to reach out to Gina.
She'd be more than happy. She'd be more than happy. She is so active in the community with the dogs and everything that she does, and not even just our community, but the reason why the help is so important from the outside entities that contribute to that program is because not only for the community members here, but she also works with a lot of our federal partners and travels, and you know that's funded by those fundraisers and stuff that we do that allow her to be able to travel and take the dog, and
they serve in a much bigger capacity than even we
I
probably
don't think
originally
people
imagined.
understand. Yeah.
It's like I talk about the D in the room thing, but literally whenever there's like these dogs have been sent to other locations to help for tragic.
Yeah, the Uvalde shooting, the Uvalde school shooting, the mall shooting in El Paso. I mean, what happened in Utah with Charlie Kirk. I mean,
exactly. These dogs serve a bigger role than just or helping a witness in a court. Now, granted, that's their day job and why they're built to be here, but because of their training, because of they're designed to be the calm in a not calm situation, that's where their training lies.
Yes, sir.
They also work very well in natural disaster or human disaster situations when a little bit of humanity is needed. Bring in the dogs.
Yes, sir.
So now they're not the ones that are going to be digging through rubble. That's a different.
Yeah, they're not cadavers.
That's a different trained dog.
Correct.
Equally important. But,
yes, sir.
But different job there for them.
Yes, sir.
These dogs come in for support, love, providing comfort, providing a little bit of happiness when people are dealing.
Good for the psyche.
Yeah, it is. You'd be amazed how it does, and the evidence is there. Like I'm telling you right now, you see witnesses that really were not hesitant to talk for fear or for just rehashing that trauma, and the dogs give them the courage, give them an empathetic ear to allow them to be more comfortable doing that, and it's just that part of humanity that no scientist is going to be able to, it's using tools that are out of the box a little bit.
Yes,
We in a world that's very black and white, as far as what's wrong and what is right. The humanity in between is what makes it so gray, and getting people, the emotional side is the difference between success and failure in getting something prosecuted or getting a justice right, the right amount of justice for someone. Every case is unique and intent and things, but these dogs bring out the true story and say, okay, yes, we're dealing with something heinous here. We need to pull. Or there's a series of this. Maybe we treat this as a learning thing. But those dogs help create those scenarios. And
tremendously,
and all that.
they're a tremendous asset to our department.
So please sign up for the golf next year. Salsa support. Like even if you want to make donations, I know you can go at any time to the DA's office.
I promise you're not going to be turned away.
If you want to make a donation in someone's name or something to help out, all of that is great stuff to ensure that this program not only thrives here but expands and please, I always say this too, blow up your legislators. Let's get our legislators to start funding this. So
a lot of our upper administration is up in Santa Fe right now because they're having the Legislative Finance Committee that's meeting. So they're up there, fighting for our budget for down here in the 5th and stuff like that, trying to get
earmarking special monies just to support and foster this program. Honestly, for me, we look at the numbers and crime and all the issues, we all aren't agreeing on how it's a problem, but we all can agree it's a problem.
Right.
This is universally a way to start making a dent into those problems. And it's to be honest, probably a very inexpensive way to do it in terms of other ways to try to handle this type of thing. And it also brings the element of compassion, success, and you know what, we might actually see people get just as they deserve. And you know what? I would even say this argues into same people coming back to jail and things like that. Implementing things like this puts a little, humanity in it. And it's I know I'm getting way soapboxy here, but it's by you guys whacking a golf ball around or buying the hottest salsa on the planet or whatever it is you're doing, you're really making a difference and changing someone's life. And that's what I'm trying to say.
They really are. And like I said, I can't say it enough. We here in the 5th Judicial District, Chavez County, Eddy County and Lee County, we are very fortunate to live in this judicial district and in communities that support, law enforcement and, which is hand in hand with our DA's office.
Sure.
Our DA's office is the upper echelon of the law enforcement spectrum, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And
we're very fortunate to
imagine.
support it.
And obviously with your day job as being a lead investigator, this is, you're going to see direct results at it because I'm sure it gives you access and information from people that you would have not normally been able to obtain from them just because they weren't comfortable seeing.
I had the privilege of speaking at the college yesterday and to some of the criminal justice classes with some other counterparts that I work with and with other agencies. And one of the students asked me, what do you love so much about your job? And that's exactly what I told them, is being able to put the pieces of a puzzle together or help put the pieces of a puzzle together to be able to go to a victim at the end of a day or somebody who's been victimized and say, hopefully, that this can allow you some sense of
closure,
beginning to heal, some closure, something something tangible that you can begin to heal. You know what I mean? Because we're giving you an end result. We've prosecuted the case, or we've solved the crime and prosecuted the case, and it's been adjudicated, and now hopefully you as a victim can heal. That's the best thing we can do for a person.
And that's, it really, obviously we cannot reverse time and bring loved ones back, but you're absolutely right. It's the way the human brain works, and I hope none of you have to deal with death in this type of fashion before, but when something is taken from you like that and you don't have an answer as to why, even if it's as heinous as it is, knowing at least what the answer was is better than wondering all your life.
Sure.
And so that and that's where, like you're saying, it allows them to pick up the pieces to maybe when they're in therapy or whatever they're doing to get themselves feeling better, they're able to find that success because there is that closure. At least there's an end. There's not that unknown factor, because quite frankly, if with the unknown, your brain goes in all kinds of places, from to even thinking they're not actually gone.
And perception is reality, Mike. And so I think it's the bottom line is one of the other things that I spoke about is, unfortunately, I've worked in some form or fashion of law enforcement for the last 23 years now, and when we deal with members of the public, 90 to 95% of the time, it's their worst day. It is the absolute worst day of their life. And that's why we're having to be involved in whatever it is that's going on in their life.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't matter what person X thinks about what's going on with this case that person C is having, because to person C, it is the absolute worst thing they've ever had to go through or deal with. So we're dealing with people regularly on the worst days of their lives or through the worst, and then taking it further into the prosecution of the case. Our attorneys and our victims advocates and stuff like that are dealing with these individuals, carrying them through the absolute worst thing that has ever happened to them or may possibly ever happen to them.
And this is where the dogs come in. Because in essence, if they're already starting to scab over a little bit on this, now you're in essence coming in and picking that scab again.
Sir.
And let's face it, the dog makes that a much easier experience to get through. And so, but ultimately it's the end game to, we can go from keep picking the scab to actually letting it heal and getting that thing. And so that's that process. And that's why a lot falls through the cracks, because people aren't willing or able to rehash and redo that. And that's what these dogs come in. And like you said, to be able to say, okay, we can't bring your loved one back, or we can't resolve what you lost, but we can at least give you justice for it. And
we can hold somebody accountable.
Yeah,
for
hold somebody
the action.
accountable and see this is what happened, and now you can pick up the pieces and try to move on from it, because it and it's hard to explain unless you live it, or at least know people that have, and it's hard to see the forest from the tree sometimes. And
Right.
It's just, unless you can watch it, you can empathize, but until you're that person that's sitting in that chair, it's hard to relate.
And we wish that on no one.
Yeah, and that exactly. And so we can, and I hope to God none of you listening have to experience
Right.
that. But
I hope nobody ever has to experience that, but unfortunately, it's inevitable.
yeah, it's just one of those things is you see the darkest of humanity, and to get people through it, you got to get your hands dirty a little bit to do it.
And I believe wholeheartedly that we are also fortunate enough to live in communities that, even though we file the second most cases in the state, aside from Albuquerque, I stand true and beside believing that in our communities in the 5th Judicial District, random acts of violence are just so few and far between. It's highly unlikely that you're going to be a victim of a random act of violence. Does it happen? Absolutely. I'm not going to tell you that it's never going to happen.
There's
or
always
anything
crimes
like
of opportunity.
But the chances of you being a victim of a random act of violence is highly unlikely in this judicial district.
Especially violence. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Yes, property crimes, all that.
Right.
Those are acts of convenience, or feeding an addiction, or
Correct.
whatever. That
Correct.
rampant. But
Correct.
yeah, most of the time it's probably gang related or personal, domestic. There's some kind of connection or beef or
Right.
something going on.
Yes,
it's not
sir.
a random gang initiation type violence or something like that.
Correct.
It's because someone's mad at
Does
someone
it
about
happen?
something.
Can it happen? Yes. I'm not going to sit here and say, you know what I mean?
But it's
Can
just
it
a lower
happen?
on the.
Does it? But it's unlikely. It's unlikely that you're going to be a victim of a
Most
random
time a
act of
victim
violence.
knows the person that did it in some
Correct.
way, shape, or form.
Correct.
Whether it's intimately or casually, they knew somebody.
And I think that's an important thing to bring up too. With October, we're in November now, but with October being Domestic Violence Awareness Month, I also aid the academy in Hobbs, the Southeastern New Mexico Law Enforcement Academy, in teaching the domestic violence curriculum to the new cadets. It's one of the pieces of curriculum in the state of New Mexico that you have to be specialized in. You can be a general instructor in a bunch of areas, but in order to be like use of force instructor, firearms instructor, driving instructor, or domestic violence, those you have to specialize in. You have to be a specialized domestic violence instructor. And you're right, and victims of domestic violence, on average, will attempt to leave an abuser 7 times before they're successful.
Yeah.
So there are programs in place for people. If there's anybody out there that's experiencing that kind of violence or being a victim to that kind of violence, please reach out to someone.
Absolutely.
Because there are resources available and people are willing to help, and you're not alone, and you can be a survivor.
Absolutely. I know here in Roswell, the Roswell Refuge, that they have a 24/7 domestic violence hotline that it's willing to talk. And you're the driver in that, so if you're willing to break away, they will help you do it. But if you just want an ear to bend, they will help you do it. I know Grammy's house in Artesia area is very similar. I'm sure there's some others similar in Hobbs and down farther south there.
Right. And don't think if you are a victim or in that type of a situation right now, and you've tried to get out before, or you've even had police interaction before in relation to domestic violence, do not hesitate to continue to call or to call again for help, because, again, like I said, on average, it takes an abused person 7 times before they will actually finally be able to leave the situation.
And it's all about power and control, those relationships. And 99% of the time, the victim is reliant on everything that the aggressor, like they've got that victim convinced that if you leave me, you're not going to be able to take care of yourself.
Yeah, it's a cycle.
Yeah,
and that's one of the things we study when we look at domestic violence cases. It's literally called the power and control wheel.
Yeah, and that's really what it's about. So you've got to cut through that mindset.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing: is domestic violent victims build up walls, build up to protect themselves. So once you even get them away, you almost got to peel at that wall, because there's zero trust level.
Correct.
And you almost have to get them to be in touch with humanity again, because they've lost that.
Yeah.
And they has not trust. And doing random acts of kindness for these folks, it's like, wait a minute, why are you helping me? Just because you need it. I don't, what? Just because you're not. I mean, you're literally, that's the stuff that you're dealing with domestic violence, because the things they have to do to deal with and live that life are things that are really hard for you to wrap around unless you do that kind of stuff. And that's why, that's why all the people that don't understand say, why don't you just leave the guy? He's a jerk. Walk away.
It's not that easy.
It's not like that. It's not. And to be honest, there is a fear factor. I do leave, they will come kill me, or they will come kill my kid, or they will do something. There's something to behold over them.
Right.
And until you break that chain, you're not going to get that domestic violence victim to separate.
Correct. And I'll say this too. Studies have shown facts, and there's facts to support it, that if you're in an abusive relationship and your partner has gone to the extent of where they will strangle you, the chances of you dying at the hands of your partner increase exponentially if they're willing to strangle you.
It's kind of like it's almost sounds weird, but like when you see those history of like people's kids are killing animals and stuff, and you're like, well, and then they turned out to be serial killers, and you're like, well, they're it's almost that same logic there a little bit.
If they're willing to, I mean,
if they're willing
essentially
to do
they're looking at you and saying, I can take your life, you know what I mean? Like, I can take the air away from you.
Yeah.
And so if they're willing to take it that far, then the chances of you dying at the hands of your abuser increase exponentially. So get some help. Talk to somebody.
Fortunately, the people that end up dying, this is the thing, go unchecked. If a domestic violence situation goes unchecked, 99.9% of the time it's going to end in someone dying.
It absolutely can.
That's the statistics and the way it rolls. That's why. But like you said, there's always several attempts to break away. There's always those things, and to be honest, if folks are out there listening to break away, seek help to do it. Don't try to do it on your own.
Exactly.
Find support, whether it's the Roswell Refuge or some other family or something. Please find help. And for the love of God, if you suspect some weird shenanigans going on and thinking something's, please report it. Let proper authorities investigate it. Let them determine it's a nothing burger. But I'd rather you, like, if you see something in a store, if you see somebody and you're like, that's not right, man.
Yep.
It's just tell someone of authority. Let them investigate it. Don't you try to break it up.
Intuition is real, and usually you're probably onto something.
And to be honest, that sometimes that's what saves these victims.
Correct.
Was that public
Absolutely.
moment where someone was willing to step, hey, you can't be treating her like that or him like that in this store or something like that. That's how it starts.
Yeah.
And so please don't. And unfortunately, that was how domestic violence was treated back when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Was that's none of my business, mind my business.
And it reminds me of the Gabby Petito case that happened. The young lady off of the East Coast that went on the traveling. Embarked on that travel with her boyfriend, and they ended up through Utah. And while they were going through,
I actually
Utah,
saw the Netflix. There's like a Netflix documentary on that. I think it's out there now.
It was reported, and this is just part of the curriculum that I teach to bring it into perspective to guys, because the way our statute is written, you know what I mean, and not just our statute, but it's based on policies and procedures that are written by each respective department. And most departments use language that say you shall effect an arrest in that situation, not you may.
Yeah.
You may is you can or you don't have to, right? You shall is you should do everything you can to determine who the predominant aggressor is and effect an arrest.
Yeah. And to be honest, I'm sure, like you said, you're using it as a teachable moment, but based on that video, if some people saw a thing, that could have been avoided. It was
I believe so. I don't want a Monday morning quarterback what another police officer did based on the time and circumstances of what they had or the knowledge that they had at that time. But looking back at it, if things were written, like I know some of the policies of the agencies are around here, and they did effect an arrest, then what's going to happen? They're going to be arraigned on their charges. What are they going to have? They're going to have conditions of release. Part of the conditions of release are going to be to have zero contact with the victim, and then then maybe Gabby has to take the truck back to her family, or she flies back home, and then maybe she's with us. Maybe they get back together. She's not. Who knows, right? I mean, we don't know the end game, but I think that there are things that could have happened.
And that's true in any case. Like, if you look at any crime spree or any, like, you can always go back and Monday morning quarterback, like you said, well, if they did this, I mean, look at Jeffrey Dahmer.
Right.
I mean, I've seen enough of that stuff. And it's like, if someone paid a modicum of attention, they could have caught that guy's years before he did it. But, hindsight's 20/20, and we still live in a country that, you're innocent until proven guilty.
Yes, sir.
And there is that.
And that's important. That's very important.
Absolutely. And so you have to respect that side of it.
Right.
But that being said, when it gets down to domestic violence, like if you're in a public place and you see an argument in couple or something, don't break it up, but report it to a manager.
Be a good witness.
Let someone investigate it. Now, if it turns out to be nothing, they can determine that and send them on their way.
Sure.
But if it's not, then authority can handle that the way that's the way I look at it.
Right.
And okay, you might make them mad at you for a little bit, but I can get over that. I can be fine with that because guess what? Someone's going to walk away today, and that's all I wanted to make sure happened.
Absolutely.
Yep. Both parties.
Agreed.
And that's another thing too is that you want to get into this. Domestic violence is very, very cylinder, very reciprocal.
It is.
9 times out of 10, domestic violence abusers were victims as growing up.
Yeah,
as
generational.
children. Yeah,
absolutely. It's generational trauma.
And I'm not trying to defend it.
No.
But if you were a victim and now you're seeing those tendencies yourself, be proactive.
Yes.
You see full circle here. You can change that.
Yeah.
You can fix that. And I'll tell you right now, if you walk into the Roswell Refuge on your own volition and say, look, I was a victim. I've been doing tendencies. They've got programs to help you. And if I think it's all free if you volunteer and all.
Yeah, I know they
stuff.
have like batterers intervention programs and even just like anger management or just talk to somebody about.
Because it is, and again, I'm not trying to victimize aggressors, but at the same
but we
time,
got to stop the cycle somehow.
And that's how we break it. And unfortunately, the victims that do survive become aggressors themselves down the road, and that's
more often than not.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, yes, we have to punish and we have to do that, but at the same time, how can you judge someone on how they behaved when they were literally taught nothing different?
It's definitely a learned behavior.
Yeah,
definitely
that's the ball we got to juggle and we got to fix.
Correct.
So, but anyway, I know we got way off topic on this. This is all the stuff that you guys deal with, and
Correct.
And at the end of the day, this is why supporting things like the DA dog program is so important, because it cracks away at the armor. It cracks away at y'all's ability to find resolution, to find a closure for these.
Well, I think also just understanding that there's many facets to the district attorney's office.
Mm-hmm.
You think district attorney, you think prosecutors, lawyers. But there's many facets of it. We have a criminal investigations division.
Mm-hmm.
We have a victims advocates division. We have paralegals and secretaries and support divisions that handle all of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? We have a CFO. We have somebody that manages a fleet of vehicles. It's not just attorneys. I mean, there's anything you can think
a whole
of.
Department.
Exactly.
Yeah. And really all facets of law enforcement.
Exactly.
I mean, short of arresting people, but that's pretty much the only difference, I think, is you do all the investigation. Because obviously, when a police department or sheriff's department, whatever, they do the initial investigation on a scene. But after that, it kind of turns over to your office, and you're the one. Now you go back with law enforcement, you need data and information, but it kind of turns from a police investigation. Once the DA gets it, it's out of the cop's hands. You're just going there to find out information and determining, to the prosecutors, is this going to be a good witness, or is this going to be, gathering evidence and getting all, it's a really. The resolution of the case lies in your hand, and then the DA's office. The rest of the DA's
and then
office.
we also initiate cases ourselves. Me or my investigators will get cases, or we'll investigate crimes that happen, and we'll file the charges. We will draft the arrest affidavits and stuff like that. We will we can and have all the same powers.
Gotcha.
To do all of those duties.
Do you guys do serve arrest warrants for uncooperative witnesses and things like, or does that stuff the police department has to handle?
Well, we would draft the document.
Gotcha.
We could draft
but they would
the material witness warrant. Yeah, because it's a uniformed arrest. By statute, it's a uniformed arrest, so a uniformed person would have to make the arrest and book them or whatever.
I thought a badge around here was a uniform. The way
yeah.
We got Southern justice.
Right. Yeah.
Cowboy hat's part of the uniform.
Yeah, no joke. But yeah, no, we would draft the material witness warrant, take it, get it inputted into the system, and then they would be able to be picked up on our charges or anything like that. I mean, I've been sworn in as a special investigator for a different judicial district where I had to investigate a crime that was going on that was a conflict for that district because the individual that was committing the crime or allegedly committing the crime was a detective of that agency. So I investigated that, drafted the arrest documents and filed that, and got all that done. So we generate cases ourselves too, just like another police department would. And then we also get cases from the Attorney General's office that we'll look into, and then me and my investigators investigate every officer-involved shooting that happens in this judicial district.
Gotcha.
So
how does that happen? Yeah, I was just kind of thinking about it because, like, obviously when say there's an officer-involved shooting at the police level, if it's the RPD that does it, then usually it's the state police or someone that's an outside department's going to do the actual investigation. Someone's not. Do you guys do that a lot for say there was another district that had an attorney that was involved in a legal matter. Is that your office then, or someone else, an outside office would come and do that a bit just for that? Or gotcha.
Yeah, correct. So like even there's a district judge in another district right now that's being victimized, and so our office, my investigator out of this office, is actually taking that case up and is investigating that alongside with the state police and working with our prosecutors to look at that case where that judge in that other district is being victimized.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's our criminal investigations division is busy, and we do a lot other than just our main function is to aid the attorneys in prosecuting their cases.
Sure.
And cultivating the relationship with our law enforcement partners, right?
Gotcha.
Like Roswell
But sometimes
Police Department, et cetera,
you're
et cetera.
just full on doing cop duties.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Everybody that works in my division is a full certified commissioned peace officer.
Okay. I'm guessing too, just probably from the nature of work, most of your guys are former badge wearing law enforcement.
Yeah,
and they decided their career path. I want to get into the
between the three of us that are in the division right now, we're expanding. But the three of us that are in the division right now, there's probably 60 years of experience between the three of us.
But they all work to beat it. Some probably in their blue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We've all been on the streets. We've all worked in investigative capacities.
Sure. Well, and that, to be honest, you probably couldn't do your job today without that experience.
I would have to agree with you,
because that's what teaches you how to read people, how to. Yes, you go to the academy and they train you very well, but you learn on the streets. You learn.
I think there's a certain level of respect with the other officers that are on the streets.
Sure.
That comes from knowing that we've been on the streets too. But
you learn how to communicate with a lot of the same people. Let's deal with people aren't dealing with gang types and all that stuff on a daily basis.
Right.
But as law enforcement, you kind of do. So you kind of know how to resonate with them, how to talk to them, and that translates into the prosecutorial side, I'm sure too. I know where you're coming from, man. I know I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
Let's be real here.
Yep.
And so that's a valuable tool for that. Where I think you probably couldn't do your job effectively had you not had that experience.
I would agree with you. There's others that may disagree with us, but I would agree with you 100%. I'll take experience over books any day, and I'm not discounting books either. Like I think it's important to have a well-balanced education with experience and school.
And let's face it, this is arguably one of the most. You don't know what your day is going to be like on any given day job. Cops and any kind of law enforcement or first responder, no 2 days are alike. And
Agreed.
So if you're not evolving and learning in that job, you're not doing it right.
Take our fellow, we like to give each other hard times all the time, but our fellow like EMTs and EMS and paramedics and stuff, firefighters and all that. You can read in a book all day long on how to treat an individual that's got a gunshot wound.
Right.
But until you're in the back of a bus and you pull up somewhere and there's a guy laying there with a gunshot wound, what are you going to do? Now it's real.
Well, and that's just it. Everyone knows how to swim if you read a book, but until they throw you in the water and start doing it, are you going to be able to do it?
Very good.
And it's the same kind of deal. Like,
yes, sir.
Just from my military and scouting experience, you got some guy with his leg ripped wide open in theory, but when they're sitting there bleeding, I just realized I fainted the sight of blood.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what we're talking about.
And you know what's funny about that? Speaking of which, I've dealt with pretty much just about everything you can imagine.
Yeah.
And the only thing that gets me is if I smell throw up, if I smell vomit.
That's your trigger.
You're done. I can't do it. Like dead bodies in trailers that are sealed up in southeastern New Mexico for 3 days until we get there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay. I can deal with that. Gray matter and all that.
I hope your buddies. I hope they're not listening, because they might learn that. Next thing you know, they're gonna start hanging around you going.
I can't do that. And I'm okay with that. It's
the smell.
It's the smell of the actual. I don't know what it is, man. I got to get out of there. It's funny.
Yeah. I could hear you. I hear you. Well, we're about out of time.
Yes, sir.
But thank you as always for appreciating it. Of course, folks.
Appreciate you having us.
Please, if you want to help out more at the DA Dog, don't hesitate to call. What's probably a website that they can, if you want to steer them to the DA Dog stuff? Is there
I'm not sure that there's a website.
I know, like they have the Facebook page.
Yeah.
If you do the DA Dogs on Facebook.
Correct.
Look that up, and Gina, ask any questions. She'll be happy to.
Or pop by the office, or call the 5th Judicial District Attorney's office here in Roswell, and ask to speak to Gina, and she'll give you all the information you need on how to help.
Follow your nose or your spices, and just follow the salsa, and that'll.
And we'll make sure to get you some information on that as we.
Yeah, because we want to get that out, because it's good salsa, but every dime of the hard work that they do to make that salsa goes back to help these dogs.
Yes, sir, it does.
It's good stuff. So, thank you as always, Justin.
Yes, sir.
Have a happy Thanksgiving.
You do
I'll
the
see
same.
you between now and then,
yes,
and we'll see you next next month.
Yep, sounds great.
Stay out of trouble.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, it is 9:56. Let's pause for a quick break before they kick me off the radio. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley news updates, I'm Jared Cirillo. The city of Artesia has a number of job openings available. Openings include building inspector, electrical, community improvement tech, division chief of EMS, equipment operator, firefighter recruit, fire lieutenant, information tech supervisor, lateral firefighter, police officer, both certified and uncertified, senior IT tech, and water technician. For more details on these job openings, just visit the City of Artesia website. In Carlsbad, the public library hosts a variety of programming for both kids and adults. Tuesdays at 10 is toddler time for children 16 to 35 months. Wednesdays at 10 is preschool time for kids 3 to 5 years old. And Thursdays at 10, it's baby time for babies ages birth to 15 months. Registration is encouraged. Space is limited, of course. Call or just come by the library to register. By the way, there will be no storytime programs during the Thanksgiving week, but there will be special craft days Monday through Wednesday in the children's department. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Have you ever run into a spiritual bully? The spiritual bully says you're not spiritual because you don't do it the way I do it. Throughout history, Christianity's biggest obstacle has been man trying to put their requirements of religion on others instead of listening to what Jesus said. One of Satan's greatest tools is to peddle his brand of religion using man's arrogance. To find the best version of Christianity, shouldn't we look at and then imitate Christ? Jesus tells us the 2 greatest commandments are to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind. The second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. We should use those as our standards of Christianity. How do we love that way? Jesus would say again, if we love him, we do what he says, we keep his commandments. We must study the life of Christ to strive to live like him. We aren't called to live like anyone else but Jesus. He's the authority, and his word is all we need.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Thanksgiving season is here, and Roswell Honda is serving up the saving. Now through November 26th, find huge rebates and discounts across the lot for you to gobble up. Get 3.99% for 60 months on all 2026 Honda CR-V, CR-V Hybrid, or HR-V. 2.99% for 60 months on 2025 Honda Accord Hybrid, or at least the all-new 2026 Honda Civic Hybrid, just $269 a month for 36 months. Plus, get a free soda 12-pack just for stopping by, free pie with a qualified test drive, and a free turkey with purchase. All into savings at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Whether you're a homeowner, a landscaper, or a contractor, we all have reasons to dig. If you're planning to dig, this is just a friendly reminder that locating underground utilities is important. It's actually the law. Call 811 3 days before you dig. New Mexico Gas Company is one of the utilities that will come out free of charge to mark our underground lines up to the meter, so you'll know what's below. We're New Mexico Gas Company, and our priority is keeping you safe. That's why we're here. Learn more at nmgco.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. A group of 12 or more cows is called a flink. If you have only 11 cows, that's called a lot of cow pies. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning.